So, but yeah, no. Disney Pixar absolutely ruined or made an entire generation of people. So it's
Disney Pixar isn't real.
is it not?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm fairly gullible in that way. Whatever.
Ah, man, sorry.
But no, how's everyone's week? We're all together now. We're ready to go. What's good? What happened?
I'm in pain, but that's not new.
Yeah, Brevin really just like taking on that big Tor energy.
Oh wait,
Apparently I've got some major problems with my spine. Yeah, I'm not allowed to go back to work for 2 weeks, and even then, I'm supposed to get reevaluated and told whether or not I can actually do any work at all.
Is this like a paid or unpaid situation?
Unpaid, because I didn't injure it at work.
F in the chat for this man.
Did they put you on me?
Pardon?
Sorry, is my microphone low?
It cut out a little bit.
Did they put you on pain meds or anything? Is what I asked.
No. I'm on Robax and stuff like that, and then getting some yeah. I've got a whole bunch of stuff by my bedside and by my streaming table. Literally just sitting there, like waiting for me to need it. I've got a heat pad on at almost all times. I wake up and I'm physically in pain. You know, the usual. And so right now my only source of income is freaking streams. Bam.
Black bones and paper skin. No.
Which is weird because I used to be a football player. So.
Well, is it possible that it's left? I mean, football, and now he's all kinds of fucked up.
I actually never. That's a lie. I got injured in football once, and out of all of my injuries, most of them came from stage combat.
I'm sorry, that's pretty. So caught me off guard.
Fun fact: I've been on concussion protocol 7 times. I've only had 3 concussions.
Oh my gosh, your brain mashed potato, boy.
I love the phrase, I only had 3 concussions.
Yes, and all of them, every single one is from stage combat.
Man,
damn.
Honestly, Brevin, it's bonk time.
So like, my favorite story is I'm in the middle of a play, and one move gets messed up. I end up with a concussion mid-scene fight. Have to continue fighting him. And then in the rest of the play, I have 5 more fights. And then we had 2 more shows that night. So in total, I did 15 fights.
What show were you in? Is it a Shakespeare show? Like what?
No. It was Magical Adventures of Merlin. I was playing Lancelot.
Yeah.
Okay.
My boy Lancelot. Hello.
You know why they call him Lancelot, right? Because he jousted so much.
Thank you.
This man's does joust.
I thought there was going to be a punchline to it.
No, I was not going to go for the sexual punchline.
I really thought there was going to be an anecdote.
No, like, I've studied actual Arthurian legend, and Lancelot's not actually a guy in that. Like, in the main stories, at all. He comes in late. He comes in later on from the French editions.
Now, how accurate is the Shrek portrayal of the King Arthur story?
No.
To me, that is the only canon portrayal.
No.
So new gospel then, right, Brevin? Like we just gotta own it.
No, please, no.
Shrek is historically accurate in every single way possible, and I will not argue you on that.
Okay.
I'm actually on Ancestry.com. I'm related to Shrek. He goes really far back.
So, I have a big problem with people arguing with me on like history and mythology, but using like. Whenever someone's argued with me using like, for like Greek mythology, after I studied it for like 7 years, someone brings up Percy Jackson and is like, yeah, but in like Percy Jackson, I'm like, Percy Jackson is not actual, like not the actual myths or religion of ancient Greece. Please do not argue. Please do not argue with me.
Fiction.
Please do not argue with me using Percy Jackson. Please, for the love of me, just for the love of God, just please don't use that. And then they're like, okay. and then they go to like the webtoon Lore Olympus,
Oh no.
and they're like, Apollo's such a dick. I'm like, Apollo's a dick for a few reasons, but no, he did not ever do that to any woman. So can we not bring that up when arguing about Apollo? If you want to bring up why Apollo's a dick, talk about the thing that he did to like the Greeks in Troy. To be fair, one of them defiled one of his temples, so he had every right to be mad. But like, he went like, ah yes, millions of people, plague arrows. I'm just gonna shoot you all with it.
What
Now-
is he, Zeus?
People are mad
I mean,
about
he is his son.
the way I was about to say. Zeus was all kinds of fucked up with women.
Yep.
Banging
And
them.
I had,
Right, pow, pow.
Just women.
I also have to say, when I got cast as the role of Zeus in the Odyssey, I shuddered and hated it for every minute, because the casting director, he's a typecaster, and I don't know what I did to deserve to be Zeus at all.
Well, Brevin,
Let's
we're
go!
We're gonna get this show on the road. So we're gonna start with our recap. So I need some recaps. So Rose was not here last week, so all she knows about last session is what she has from this recap, effectively. We gave her a little bit based on how she was written out last week, and other than that, she knows not a thing. So we're going to start from the top with Jessie. 3 things that happened to Astrid and Nox last week.
All right. Well, as Tor and Victor were fighting off creatures in the catacombs, I recognized this very mysterious-looking pool, and I recognize it as a magical rune well. In this room where they're fighting, I know that if anything bleeds into this well, it's going to summon more power, and we are in big trouble. And these things happen to be all over the catacombs, which is very weird.
Now, were they all over the catacombs? What did the pool that you're talking about look like?
Well, not that. Those specific pools weren't all over the catacombs.
They
were just
out
random.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, creatures all over.
They have been around here quite a bit, for sure. That being said, though, what one more thing that your character did?
I also noticed that these 7-pointed star symbols all over the catacombs, they look very familiar. And I recognize them as Sahedrons that an old man was rambling about.
It was an old man from your village who...
From my village, yeah.
Was screaming about a rune for the 7-pointed star, and your character having a fundamental in Thessalonian history, you know enough about the language of Thassalon to know that Sahedron means shattered star. So that was a big thing. And you are good on your recap. Tor. Brevin, 3 things that happened to Tor last week.
Well, Tor went on quite the rampage when demolishing enemies last week.
Elaborate.
I got nat 20s on 4 separate enemies.
Oh my gosh.
You kind of went ham, didn't you? Last week
I
was
went
really
ham.
last week was Crit City.
Yeah. Not only that, but I think 3 of those 4 were confirmed. So like, yeah, I went pretty ham. At one point, Tor kind of went a little too far with all the things that he was killing. Seeing as though he tore someone in half. She was a demon, so we're gonna, not be too sad about that.
She was a demon.
She was a demon. Not only that, Tor found himself almost feeling at home when he entered the prison. Discovering the prison was a kind of nice moment, nice sightseeing moment for Tor.
Which for anybody else would be a little bit uncomfortable, but...
Yeah, and then he entered a torture room, so, it got even better for him.
Yeah, this place is kind of rad to you. You're pretty happy with it.
Tor also called out Sheriff Hemlock's prison system and said that the one that was downstairs was probably way better than his. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good, Brevin. You got all three for sure.
Tor was definitely quite the little shit when talking to people. Oh, yeah, fourth little thing. He brought a Tome of Lamashtu into
Yeah, you
the,
you really just wanted to
main
get
church.
spit on.
I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. You know, sometimes you just gotta say like, yes, I don't know what's going on here.
Well, leave it to Father Xantus to set you straight, because that was a little bit boneheaded, if I do say so myself. Just a scooch.
You know.
It's a text written in Abyssal. It's fine. Not a big deal. Let's just show it to the preacher.
It's a text written in Abyssal, hiding in a room that is just causing it to float. You know. What could possibly go wrong?
And with that, we're going to move on to Richard. Victor, 3 things that happen.
3's asking for a lot, considering all I did was hit things.
That's very true, but...
And literally, that was the entire session, dude.
So...
for Victor.
Tell us about the 3 separate ways you opened doors.
Hell yeah. You were opening doors like crazy. So, you can get it a little bit creative. Obviously, Victor last session kicked a lot of ass. 1. Easy.
That's it. Well, also, I boot-fucked a door and opened another one, actually, rather pleasantly.
And then you knocked.
I knocked on one. That was the one before that, wasn't it? I don't know. Victor's opening a lot of doors here, but
yeah,
not exactly closing any.
Well, they're letting their stalwart frontline melee character handle doors for the time being. Obviously, with Snongle out of the picture last week, there was a lot that required doing, and door opening is one of those things.
So yeah, Victor just got beat up a lot.
Oh.
Snongle.
What's up?
This is where your recap's going to kind of come in. So your character's mother last session dragged you off by the ear out of the catacombs of wrath and forced you to come home. She was complaining about dishes, but I need you to name, other than dishes, 3 other chores that you got belted for not doing.
Ah, man. That's the thing that I gotta do every day, and I've not been doing it for weeks.
Welcome to personally attacking Rose. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Sweeping, right? We got I think I got 15 siblings or some shit like that. So I got a lot of floor to sweep, a lot of beds to go under. Tend to the garden. I'm a gardener. I'm not good at it, but I'm a gardener. And what's another chore Snongle might have done? Oh, take care of the little tiny Snangles and Snongles. Those are her siblings.
The small lads and ladies and lasses and other variants there in between.
Yeah,
Snoogles.
The youngest sibling being 20. That's young in gnome years.
It really is, and that's the funniest part. How old is Snongle?
I think she's 54.
You're 54 and got tugged out of a room by your ear by your mother.
Mom! This is embarrassing! Yeah.
Embarrassing me, Mom. Come on.
Come on, Mom. My friends are gonna think I'm lame now.
God. Yeah,
After I built this whole badass image of myself, Mom.
Okay,
Too late.
So we're going to start with Snongle because we got some things to do to get her back. So, Snongle, your back hurts from sweeping, your hands are pruned from dishes, your hands are also partially punctured from a rose garden that your mother mandated that you plant. So, let's just get rid of some of these boys. So, you find yourself coming back to the glassworks, and the whole place is basically taped off. Obviously not something as obvious as caution tape, but they've definitely marked an area around it as something of a crime scene and a place to avoid. So you find that you can find your party members. You can see that Tor, Astrid, and Victor are all walking out of the garrison, followed closely by Sheriff Hemlock.
Okay. What's up? I love watching them all appear. They gather around.
Yeah.
Everyone just kind of stares awkwardly.
Snongle,
Your
mom's really scary.
Yeah, I know. That's where I get it from. No, but yeah, no, she's fucking terrifying.
Are you sure you want to be swearing so close to your house?
She's freaking terrifying.
There we go.
Your mother's house is out in the hinterlands, so the fact that she came all the way into Sandpoint and made her way into the catacombs to get you, that's just show that she was like, no. She mama beared all over that and elbow dropped you into submission.
Oh, that's no mama right there.
Yeah, for sure. But you're also not inclined to sit down anytime soon because the belt was in full effect.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are now...
I've got a question. I've got a question for you, Snongle. Does this happen to you often? Are we going to have to expect your mother to be running through fields of goblins while we're fighting them?
Well, I don't know. I cannot confirm nor deny that, Tor, because of the fact that I often do not do my chores. So maybe is my answer.
Sheriff Hemlock kind of shudders, and he says, you guys know what to do. I'll keep the town safe for now.
Yeah.
And he...
Question. Are you going to continue on with the Palisades?
He says, that's exactly where I was going, thank you.
Excellent. See you later, buddy! And I do like a wicked smile, obviously kidding about the buddy thing.
Yeah, he blinks very slowly, and you can tell there's a moment where you can see that in his head he's just like, I died inside today. Like, just, I'm done.
Blinking slowly in cat language means I love you, so there you go.
That is a fact. My cat meows at me every time I do it. It's great.
Tor is doing his thing. He's given out so much physical pain today. Might as well get some emotional pain in there too. Woo!
Hell yeah. So you guys are together. Snongle, you have no idea what happened in the catacombs, but these guys, they're definitely holding themselves a little bit differently. You can tell that they've definitely seen some things. Tor seems a little bit more chipper, realistically. Astrid seems to be a little bit more serene, and Victor definitely has, there's some new scratches on his mechanical arm that makes it seem a lot more rugged.
Dope.
Got beat up.
A little bit, yeah. So I'm going to leave it up to...
Can I ask Hemlock a question?
Sure.
Hemlock, are we getting paid?
You jog after him. He looks at you and he says, "You're staying rent free at the Rusty Dragon, and and everyone in the town views you guys as heroes."
Yeah, but that doesn't buy healing potions.
He says, "I'm sure that Father Xantis will be able to part with some potions. If you go and ask him, or even there might even be some at the Feather."
Ooh, it's better than asking the general store owner.
General store wouldn't have potions. Mundane only.
Yeah.
Sheriff Hemlock looks at you and says, "Anything else?"
Nope.
Very well. So he turns around and marches off. So you guys have some things that you need to... So last session, there was a couple of things that got brought up that you guys that were sort of glossed over and didn't really make it to the recap. Richard, first of all, the coin you found.
Ooh, the Thessalonian coin.
All I did was kick a lot of ass last session. finds an ancient coin and forgets about it. And you guys also found some
bottle of wine.
There was the bottle of wine, very true. There was a lot of things you did last session that there were a lot of moving pieces and a lot of names that got dropped.
Yeah.
We
need to go see Broder Quink.
There's only so much hand-holding I can do for this, because with you guys doing your thing, I really need you guys to be like on top of it for notes, because I'm already trying to make sure the characters are functioning as intended.
Yeah, no, we need to go see Broder Quink.
So
he's an expert on Thessalonian history, so
Snongle, you knew that. You didn't need to, like, you don't even need to make a knowledge local roll. You know Broder Quink. Like, you grew up around here, so you know that when he got here that there was a lot of, like, there was a big boom of study of the old light back in the day, long time ago. But it still, like, there's been a long time where, like, from when you were very young and very small, and now you're still almost just as small, but you do remember Broder Quink with a little bit less gray in his hair and his beard.
I love learning that I know things. Let's go.
Gang.
Cool.
So, who all is going to visit Brodert Quink?
Tor will be.
So,
Shall
Tor,
we all go?
you guys can all go, but Victor said that he was looking to do some potion buying and things.
Victor needs something so he's not so fucking knackered next time.
Okay.
He was
Well,
close to dropping multiple times.
I'll join Tor.
Hey, Victor, if you need money for potions, and Tor takes out his gold pouch and he hands it to Victor. I know how much money is in here. He hands it to you.
If you buy any booze, I will cut your dick off.
Victor just gives you a smug look.
The shadow that goes over his eyes as he says that to you makes you feel like you're not half a foot taller than he is. You definitely...
Right?
Rampant alcoholism is, it's pretty rough. But I think that with what Tor is saying is that he doesn't want you to squander his money on your potential addiction. I don't know.
Oh, of course. I'm just gonna flash the bottle of wine that I got before. You know, I already got this. This'll do me.
Hell yeah. So,
It's good bitchage.
Victor, you and Snongle are gonna go shopping, or Snongle, are you going with them to Brodert Quink?
Ah, man. I'll go to the bro guy, broski. Let's go see him.
Okay, so we're gonna do Richard. I'm trusting you to do your thing with the shopping. So Victor splits off from the party. Do you want to give them the coin that you found?
Yeah, actually, because it's probably Thessalonian as well. So.
Well, it came from a place of Thessalonian power that you've literally experienced. So.
Exactly. I'm just gonna
Definitely
flick it over to Snongle. Flick.
Oh, I catch with my little hand. Thanks.
Snongle, it takes both hands to catch it. It's
I
literally
catch
you have to catch with both because the thing is basically the same size as Victor's palm almost. It is a massive silver coin. On one side has a bunch of like faded away letters and other things of a language you don't know what that could be. It's gobbledygook. Not literally, again, gobbledygook is literally a language. But on the other side of it, you can see that there's a woman's face on a profile, similar to the way that like the Queen and Abe Lincoln or whatever on the penny, except her face is contorted in rage and her eyes are replaced with rubies. The coin has Pirates of the Caribbean, like the dead man's not dead man's chest, like the first one with the treasure chest with all the big coins.
Search for the Black Pearl.
That kind of like vibe as far as the coins make. Like it feels kind of like that, but made of silver alloy. So,
That's
Victor,
cool.
you're going to do your thing and buying stuff. Just keep in mind, the most you'll be able to buy is 5 max, and that's for the rest of the month in Sandpoint.
That's all right. Hold on. How much did I gotta get a piece of paper. How much did Tor give me?
55 gold, 5 silver.
5 gold. I'll see what we can get for free.
It's definitely worth a shot. So, the rest of the gangly gang of our Sandpoint heroes take a visit to Old Man Quink. So you guys make your way to downtown Sandpoint, and Snongle, you're leading the way at this point because you know where he lives. Like it's not that hard. And you come up and you see this quaint little cottage, parked pretty much like maybe 100 feet from the old light, closer to the beach, but not in line with like Junker's Way or anything like that. It's not lined up with the garbage. So there's a solid oak door on this quaint little cottage. There's a plume of smoke coming out of the chimney, and it looks very quaint and cozy. There are the cross glass, like you know how the glass sometimes has like the diamond patterns in it. Mm-hmm. There are two of those on each side of the house, and they are covered with a nice just straight up curtains, like very, very plain curtains that just cover what's happening inside. The door is there.
I knock, but not that hard. I just needed you to hear it.
No, Tor is definitely not the first person he sees.
That's for sure. So, Tor, you're kind of standing a little bit further back. Your arms are folded, and you're kind of looking off in the other direction.
Yep,
So
definitely.
so it's the ladies. So Broderick Quink, an older man, comes to the door, and he's got. So he has his whole. He comes to the door. He's wearing very comfortable-looking clothes, almost robes. But he also has a nice shawl. You can actually see the shawl in the image depicted. But he's wearing a shawl, very spindly glasses, very, very bold mustache and goatee combo, but not a full beard. He's balding and has white hair everywhere. Like his eyebrows, the small amount of hair he's managed to salvage along the back of his head, and his beard as well. It might have been blonde at one point, but it certainly isn't now. His nose seems big and red, and he comes to the door and adjusts his glasses to get a look at the two of you. He says, "Can I help you?"
I'm gonna take a step forward and be like, "You remember me, don't you?"
"You're the one that tore up my turnip garden."
"I may or may not have done that. I still can't confirm. Legally cannot confirm."
Tor snaps his head away from looking in the distance, and he looks like shocked at Snongle, and then he thinks for a second, and then he shakes his head and realizes he's not as shocked as he should be.
Yeah, so Broderick Quink says, "You've done quite a bit for the town so far, so won't you come in for some tea?" He says, "Even the scary one over there can come in." He steps away from the door and basically moves back to allow you guys to enter.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Tor smiles as he walks in.
So Broderick says, "We won't have any of that, son."
Whoa.
Once he's in, he's like, "What kind of tea?"
As you come in, the smell of herbal aromas of a freshly boiled kettle, basically sitting on a very quaint-looking, almost coffee table. It's very low, but that's not the thing that's important. The smells are obviously great. Like, it smells like lavender and ginseng. But the actual interior is filled with all sorts of strange, whizzing things. There are objects and stuff that you have no idea what they could possibly be for, but Broderick Quink is an expert of Thessalonian history, and you guys can kind of piece together, maybe this is some Thessalonian artifacts that he's collected, or things that help him do just that. So, he motions to his couch and he says, "Please, have a seat. Just try not to touch anything. Everything's very delicate."
Snongle is already touching something, and she slowly backs away.
That's exactly why he said it. And he just looking at you could tell he was looking right at you when he said it. And it's just like, and like slowly puts the arm back down and hands in pockets. So
Tighten the belt of my satchel that's holding Nox in there.
So the raccoon kind of like does his thing. Broderick Quink actually has a cat, and he starts looping his way through your legs, Astrid. It's a small
Adorable.
white. It is a small white pussycat.
I'm gonna
And
give it a pet. Good kitty.
Nox is wary of the cat, but that you get that through your empathic bond. He kind of like hides deeper in the satchel to try and avoid discovery almost, but the cat seems to be nudging up along the satchel as you scooch down to scritch it behind the ears, and it meows very lazily at you and then goes over and climbs up one of the only mundane looking items in the actual cottage, which is a cat tree that seems to be just made out of plain wood. And the cat climbs up it and finds a perch atop it and goes to sleep.
Their baby.
Yes, good pussycat.
Tor sits down.
He says, "Well, my cat seems to like you."
She likes my little friend, my satchel.
Well, he kind of like quirks a corner of his mouth. He says, "Well, there's something to be said for a familiar, and it's something that you weren't quite sure he would know about, but you can tell that through his age and through his experience, he's very much aware of what wizards are capable of. Obviously, you're a witch, but familiars act that way just the same. Same thing with sorcerers. Some of them have them. He will ramble on a little bit about familiars until eventually you guys cut him off to get to the point. Who's taking point on the discussion?
Hi. I guess I will.
Okay, so
Tor knows the good questions.
Tor interrupts. This is all well and good.
You cut him off pretty much halfway through his sentence, and then you start. You may now start.
This is all well and good, sir, and I commend you on your memory and knowledge of the world. But we're actually here to discuss knowledge of the older world. Below the glassworks, we found a almost temple, I guess.
I was wondering what happened at the glassworks. The rumor mill's been very strange with that one. It's not that it's been covered up, but the loss of Lord Kaijitsu is peculiar indeed.
Yeah. Well, we can't tell you anything about that, but
he quirks an eyebrow and he says, "So why are you here?"
Tor looks at Snongle. Can you pull out the thing that we found?
Yeah, Snongle struggles because it's big. She pulls it out. There it is. Here you go. She hands it over to him.
This is a coin we found down below.
His eyes light up like you've never seen it. So this old man, he's wrinkled and aged, but it's almost like it strips 40 years off his face. As he sees the coin, his eyes light up, and he says, "Where did you get that?"
Well, down underneath the glassworks.
He reaches out and then holds himself back, and that's where you can see the years of experience, and he says, "What would I have to do to procure something like that from you?"
Well, first off, I feel like we have a few questions, and then afterwards, maybe a little bit of money.
Well, I don't have a lot of money, but I do have a lot of knowledge that might be helpful to you.
Okay, but we also want money.
Okay, the money's like
It's
favors are
secondary, but-
the money's almost tertiary for me. I also like favors, but I'm not gonna get too far into that. So first off, what is this coin? That's one thing I want to know.
He says, from what it appears, it looks like it's a coin dedicated to one of the Runelords.
The
Aslanist.
Runelords. Aslanist. Okay. Was she a Runelord of something specific, or like did they have specific things that they liked? Like she looked pretty messed up when we saw her statue.
Statue, his eyes, it starts bugging out of his head. He says, "Excuse me? You're burying your lead, Master Tor."
Yeah, that's fair. Did Sheriff Hemlock block off the glassworks?
Yeah, so it's been roped off, and there are 2 guards posted there. They're kind of just shooting the shit, but they're posted there to make sure that nobody gets inside the glassworks.
Yeah, unfortunate. So I guess we might as well discuss all of the structural things we found down there. We found a ancient pool, and this one thing bled into it, and then a creature came out. We found a statue of the person that I assume you're talking about. We found that coin. There was a jail cell, just a lot of jail cells, torture room.
By Desna's light.
Yeah.
Such a
Right underneath
me.
right underneath the city. right underneath it.
So Broderick Quink stands up and starts pacing. It's almost like he's not paying attention to you guys anymore, and he starts talking to himself, rambling as he paces back and forth, going on and on about, well, if the Runelord of Wrath was down here, then this might have been, and what could this possibly be? And he kind of spirals off into this bizarre, barely coherent information dump of all sorts of things. You guys barely pick up any of it, but the things you do hit are Aslanist, something to do with anger and wrath, something about Rune Well, and Sin Spawn, and then it just kind of gets less coherent from there, and you can see his mustache is bristling with the rest of his thing. He's quivering. He's like trying to organize his thoughts, and it's like he's piecing together a puzzle that has been 50 years in the making.
Did we like just give you a bunch of information that's going to help you out with the discovery or something?
He said, you just wrote me a second book. Third book.
Cool.
Broderick Quink is a renowned historian in not Aslanti history, in Thessalonian history. He is the guy pretty much across Varesia to talk to about Thessalonian history. Right. He has written probably more than 3 books, but he's had at least 3 published.
I don't read.
So the coin and the statue are of this Aslanist.
It would appear so, yes.
Cool. Who are the Runelords?
The Runelords were the top dogs. He wouldn't have said top dogs. What am I talking about? He says something to the effect of they were the ruling bodies before any of the other countries were even born. It was something that existed here before this place was probably even referred to as Galarian. They were here first. I think they came. It's hard to tell on who came first, Thessalonian history or Aslanti history, but both have been wiped off the earth, more or less. And the old light, he kind of motions to one of the windows out back. It's one of the only ones that are actually open. He says the old light is one of the only standing structures, and it seems like it was even taller than that when it was initially constructed. Maybe 10 times taller. It's incredible. Their knowledge of architecture and how to make effective use of their space was unrivaled by anybody. It was incredible.
Did the Runelords follow gods?
The Runelords almost were gods.
Okay.
With that, Brevin, there's going to be basically a side mark. We're going to cut back to our boy Victor.
Yep.
Ah! What?
I'm mute.
So, Victor.
Yes.
You're going to get potions. Where from?
Ooh. Well, I'm first going to go to the Father Xantus and see what he can do for us.
Okay. Father Xantus, he did give you guys a lot of healing when you came out of the catacombs. So anybody who was damaged would have been fully healed. And that is at your new level total, not just your initial level. So, with that being said, you have some things. So, Father Xantus, he's going to come over and he's going to offer you... He can offer you 2 potions of Cure Light Wounds. And he says, I would offer you more, but I don't have much else to give. The only reason that any of this is even possible and the only reason I haven't given you more that is already stowed away is that if there's any kind of siege on the town, I need it for the guards.
It's all right, Father. You've done more than enough for us already. I just kind of give him a little bow.
And he says, thank you kindly. It's literally the least I could do. I'm Stellar Xantus.
It's more than what most people would do, Victor says.
He says, well, most people don't follow a god like I do. So, with that being said, he says, is there anything else I'll be able to help you with?
Maybe directions as to where I might be able to buy more of these?
He says that the academy, you might be able to find something there. The owner is a very interesting fellow, eccentric, ex-adventurer. So you guys have something in common. It is called... I'm just trying to find the actual name of the thing. Not the... He said you could try the Feathered Serpent, where Vordvashali Vun, he sells some magic items there. It's more of a collection than anything, but he might be able to offer you something that could be useful in the coming days. Alternatively from that, he says that you might be able to get something from... Just trying to find... Not the House of Blue Stones. He says bottled solutions. Nisk Tander. He brews potions. It's more apothecary than anything, but he's...
Oh, well, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
And he says, I'm still trying to find where that thing was. It is... He said that if you're looking for any kind of weapons or some kind of modification to your arm, I'm sure that Sava will be able to help you out. You can head by the armory. Maybe commission something.
All right, I'm gonna head to that alchemy place.
Okay, so it's called Bottled Solutions.
Bottled Solutions.
As you're walking in, a man basically walks up to you and he says, "Welcome, welcome."
Oh, Jesus Christ! You scared me.
Said, "You scared me. I wasn't expecting customers today."
Oh well. Do you have any potions?
He says.
Victor asks.
Well, he makes a bow and he says, "I, Nisk Tander, have potions for you." Nisk will then start. Basically, he goes behind the counter and starts pulling out all sorts of different, like, tinctures and bottles and flasks and other things. Ooh. And he says, "This one's good for if you have heartburn. This one is good for if your stomach's upset." And he just starts, like, the sales pitch is too hard.
Do you have any that make man big?
He frowns for a second, and he crosses his arms, and he says, he starts going through his things, and he says, I'm not sure. He keeps digging through this box of assorted potion bottles. He's checking the labels on some of them, going around, and he says, "No, I don't think I do. I think the last one was sold to, I swear I will find what this place is called. It's the Academy. Where is the name of the Academy? Yeah, it's literally the Academy. But so many of these things have Sandpoint in the front of their name that it's just like, what is it? Theater, Carpenter's Guild, Lumber Mill, Lumber, General Store. You're not going there. There it is. Oh, wow, this is a mouthful. It is Tarandarok Academy. And he says, Il Soari, that man, he bought my last one a week ago. Says, man's an ex-adventurer, but he's very talented with the arcane.
So, do you have any other, like, combat-related potions? Anything that might make beating up a lot of tiny midgets easier?
He quirks an eyebrow at you. I don't actually have a character for Nisk, but he quirks an eyebrow at you and he says, Did Das Corvette put you up to this?
Das Corvette. I don't even know who that guy is.
I mean, I know the kids.
I'm talking like a bunch of tiny green midgets. I'm not here to beat you up.
Oh, you're talking about the goblin problem. He says,
yeah.
I thought that Das Corvette had enough of the kids making fun of him.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Who sends a grown man to beat up a bunch of children?
Says, you would be very surprised, but
pretty much this town.
I guess it tells me a lot about your character, sir.
Yeah, I beat people up, but not children. That's going too far.
Well,
so do you have anything?
I says, I might have something. A healing potion, or two. Richard,
healing potion, too.
He's offering you 2 healing potions. He's also offering you a 5% discount.
Ooh.
So 5% off of that would be what, 2.5 gold?
Is that the hero's discount?
Pretty
Did you
much.
say 5%?
He does say 5%.
Yeah, it'd be 2.5.
So 2.5 gold. So we'll round that up to 3 gold off. He'll say just for our heroes.
So he's gonna pull out a little like piece of paper. He's gonna be like, 50 gold for it. So it'd be 47.5 gold. 7.5 gold for me. I'm gonna pull out a second sort of coin purse, like 2 coin purses, and pull like 47.5 gold pieces out of both, and make sure to write on one of the healing potions that this one's for Tor.
Oh God. Okay. So with that, Richard, I need you to give me a roll. It's 2 rolls percentile.
2 rolls percentile. Ooh. Roll. That's a 33.
33, and another one, please.
So what would that be? That would be like
39.
47 and 47 gold, 5 silver.
Something like that, yeah. But it'll be 47 even, just because he likes you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are the reason that his shop didn't burn to the ground during the siege on Sandpoint. So you guys are getting a little bit of a better treatment. So you have 2 potions of Cure Light Wounds, Richard. You can mark them down. And he says, I'm sure that Tarandarok Academy will maybe yield more fruit. He might still have that potion for you.
I ain't paying double if that's what he's gonna ask. All right, I'm gonna go to the academy. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, hell's bells. I butchered that spelling. It is Tarandarok, not Tarandarok. I'm a goon. Okay. So, Richard, you depart from bottled solutions, 2 potions richer, and about little shy of 100 gold lighter. We're going to head back to the rest of the party to make sure that everyone's getting a little bit of screen time. So we're going to scooch over. So you guys are still with Brodert Quink. And he's now basically given you guys the equivalent of a history lesson on this place. It's boring, to say the least, to anyone who isn't absolutely fascinated by the history of the world. But this is also a way that if you guys wanted to put skill points into knowledge history, Broder's the guy to do it through. So, with that, you guys are now informed a little bit about what is up with what a Runelord is. And he says, it'll take me some time to study this stuff. Or these antiquities. I'm not sure. I've got to go down and look at that statue myself. Snongle, give me a roll. It's going to be raw wisdom.
Raw wisdom. Let's roll it.
Straight up
Oh,
wisdom.
I have to.
As opposed to
forgot do
cooked.
the die.
7? Okay. Things are as normal. So Astrid, you and Brodert are the ones you start going back and forth with him a little bit. You explain a bit about your history with that wild-haired old man from your tribe before you left. He said, "Yes, I was sad to hear that he had passed away," as if he knew him.
Oh, were you friends?
Contemporaries. We corresponded a little bit. He had a lot of information about ancient Thassalon. I was quite impressed with his variety. It's not something you often find from the realm of the Mammoth Lords. He'll say...
He'll say...
I'm trying to think of what he would say. He says... It was a shame how he went, but I think it's how he would have wanted to go. Somebody sent a letter. It was his final one, but they informed me when it arrived. I still have it here somewhere.
Do I want to ask how?
How what?
Passed.
Oh,
You said it was not pleasant.
Well, it's unpleasant for anyone to pass away. Obviously, the gods look after us while we're here, and then we pass on, and that's just kind of the way it goes. Unfortunately, we're here, and he's not, and that's sad. He was a great knowledge, and I would have loved to pick his brain more.
Well, anyways, he always used to ramble on about this Sahedron. Is there anything that you can tell me about that? About why he loved it so much?
He didn't love it. The Sahedron rune is a mark of the Runelords. It is their symbol. It represents them. Out of game for a little second here. Basically, think
Seven Deadly Sins.
I was thinking more like a swastika, and recognize like, oh, that's Hitler's mark. Like that. That's kind of the translation. It's like, except a lot less Nazi filled. Like the Runelords were very powerful individuals, and they commanded magic that people can't even imagine in current year. Like, they have no idea how the Runelords did half the things they did, but they could wipe continents off the planet without ever... This is part of the spiel he was giving you, but they could wipe things off the continent and barely blink an eye. Like, they had so much at their disposal, and then somehow they just vanished. Either they warred with each other to the point where they were killed off, or they just died and nobody replaced them, or they forgot. It's very, very ambiguous as to what happened. But here it is, and this is the result.
Huh. So...
He says the Sahedron, each Runelord typically represents one of the cardinal vices. Obviously, Aslanist is wrath. There are 6 others aside from her, but Aslanist is the one who apparently was here, which means that Sandpoint's even more fascinating to me now, and I'm going to have a lot to look at when the Glassworks becomes available again.
Huh. This is... Yeah. Why would Wrath be here?
So he takes a sip of his tea, and he says... He says, I'm not sure motivations of any of the Runelords, but typically it was some kind of self-directed want. Aslanist wanted power. She wanted to hurt people, and that was what she did. She inflicted pain, and she wounded others, but it was mainly out of her own primal rage, not out of anything else. But what we do know, that's only conjecture, obviously. We've never met them, and therefore can't interview them. It says it'd be outrageous to think of a Runelord in current day coming here. He says that there's you mentioned that there was an active rune well down in the actual catacombs.
Yes, yeah.
Well, we better hope that there isn't a greater rune well around. Because if there is, we're going to be overrun with sin spawn coming from that thing.
Are there usually bigger ones where smaller ones are found? Are they clustered, or are they just random?
They don't typically have to be close, according to the information. Most of it is just what it is. You look at them, and they summon sin spawn. They are an embodiment of them. And when it comes to the actual Runelords themselves, they made larger wells that they could basically use to remotely access the lesser wells. So if something means to do harm to Sandpoint, that would be a way to do it.
Yeah.
Can we close these portals off?
The only way is to drain them of their energy, he says. From what the texts have said, if you basically let them things out and dispatch them, the energy dissipates. And it needs to be refueled once the energy's gone. Again, out of game, it's kind of like a battery.
Yeah.
You just got to recharge it.
Okay. Alright. Well then.
He says,
I think...
He says, where are you planning to go?
We're kind of going to war. The 4 of us. We're gonna go kick some goblin ass, actually. The Thistletop Fortress. So.
Thistletop?
Yeah.
He looks a little bit worried. He says, Thistletop is one of those other places. It's supposedly also part of Thessalonian history, but the goblins took it, and we can't get it back. They've built up blockades, and the bridge leading to it is one way in. Anyone that's attempted it so far has been riddled with arrows.
Well,
at least that's what we can assume, because the people that went there never came back.
All I'm really hoping is that it's just goblins, because I can handle that. And I'm willing to handle that.
Well, he says, if you need any information about Thessalonian history, I am absolutely indebted to you. He says, if you leave that coin with me, I'll figure out what its intentions were, or what it was used for, and I'll be consulting my texts, and you guys will know what I know.
Tor nods to Snongle, pretty much, and then he just says, we'll leave the coin. Quick question, though.
He says,
a
quick answer.
Did any of the Runelords oppose one another?
All of them. There was a few that were aligned with each other, but they would stab each other in the back as soon as they could. That's what the scripts say. They were aggressive, power-hungry people.
My only question at this point is, what if some of them didn't die?
He says, if they're not dead, we have a lot more trouble that we're asking for.
Like, I'm seriously thinking that, what if some of them became gods? Like, actually rose up?
He kind of laughs and he says, the Runelords didn't become gods. If they did, they would have smote this land a long time ago.
Obviously, that creates that theory.
They're not immortal, is what I'm trying to tell you. Obviously, ascension to godhood requires somebody to either do something incredible in the name of a god. The Inheritor, as an example. I'm not as up to date on Aslanti history, but I'm not terrible at it either. He says, Arodin was a great man, and when he rose to his seat of power, his deific mantle went with him. But the story goes that him and a lich whose name I'm not going to repeat, they battled. Arodin won the battle, but he lost the war. The tyrant was sealed away, and Arodin died less than a week later. And I don't mean he was injured, I mean a god died. And it's why they're so terrified. Gallowspire is a horrifying place, and I wouldn't wish my worst enemy to go there. I've heard the energy is palpable. And he says, but Ustalav aside, Arodin dying, that's literally the history of the goddess Iomedae. And he kind of branches off into how Iomedae, the Inheritor, basically inherited her power and earned her things. She was the shield maiden of Arodin, and his mantle of deific power passed on to her. She was kind of pissed, but that's about the long and the short of it. So, and he says, unfortunately, you have caught me in the middle of something. He looks at one of the many ticking, clicking apparatuses around the room, and you recognize a clock out of one of them. And he says, we've been here for a very long time. I really do have to return to my research, but your visit has been very pleasant. He says, I'll let you guys continue with your adventures, and safe travels. He'll stand up and make his way to the door and hold it open for you guys.
Thank you, Broder. Tor stands up. He looks to the others. And he just walks out the door. Doesn't say anything else. His tea's like half finished.
Snongle will just reach for his hand and shake it, even if he doesn't reciprocate, and be like, "Thanks," and then like leave.
He'll shake your hand and he'll say, "Stay out of my garden."
I can't promise that legally. Thank you. I will try.
Thanks.
I'm gonna shake his hand, but like hold on to it and look him in the eye and just say like thank you, like deeply thank you.
He'll nod and say, "History's important." And that's all he'll say.
Sorry.
And you guys leave. We're going to cut to Victor at the Tarandarok Academy.
Let's get Tor's bad energy out of this man's little cottage.
Banish this bad energy.
I'm not always bad energy. I was nice. I was respectful. Nobody died. Nobody felt pain.
This is very true.
Who do you worship though?
Okay, but like just because he's an evil god doesn't mean I have to be a dick all the time.
I didn't say you were a dick
All the
all the time.
All of it.
It's just your energy, man.
The vibes. They're not bad vibes. So, Tarandarok Academy, Victor. You come up and you see there's a large 2-story building. Consists of what appears to be a classroom established on the ground floor and a second floor that seems to be probably where living quarters would be. You remember it was mentioned in the interviews with Pseudo and with Amikyo about Tarandarok Academy. It's where people who don't have families go. It's effectively an orphanage, but it is also a school. So orphans can get an education that they need. As there is some other. You're assuming that the person who owns it probably lives in there somewhere because you haven't seen them around too much. But yeah, you can come up and you can see that there is some activities going on in the front garden. There's a man. He looks grizzled and old. He seems to have very, very interesting looking garb. It seems like he's not from around here, but you can tell that it's part of what he does. The man himself is he's a human, but his name is going to be revealed when you introduce yourself. So he's running an exercise outside. It's almost like they're stretching, doing some very basic fitness, just making sure everyone stays healthy. And you approach. You can see that a lot of the kids are keeping up with it. There's a couple that aren't, but the ones that aren't, this man, he's got very grizzled hair. It comes down almost shoulder length, but knotted back in a ponytail that dangles down to right around the nape. He walks around. There are streaks of silver in his hair, similar to yours, but he has a lot more scars than you do, which is saying something, considering you missing an entire arm.
It's just one big scar, that's all.
it's you got one big scar and maybe a couple on your nose from where you did your boxing mostly. But this man has, like, it looks like one of his eyes is a little bit damaged. There's a gash across through one of his eyebrows to one of his cheeks. He's very, very broad-shouldered, but you could tell that he carries himself with a grace that's unbecoming of most people. He very much just he saunters more than, and it's almost a strut if you were to define it.
Ooh. All right, I walk up to him, sauntering.
So he's moving between the rows of kids as they're doing their exercises. It looks like they're doing some kind of Tai Chi almost, but it's obviously not Tai Chi, but they're doing some kind of exercise routine.
Yeah.
You walk up and the man looks over at you and he says, "I take it you must be Victor?"
Yeah, Victor Steelson. I reach out my hand.
He says, "Come back in about 15 minutes. We're almost finished."
15 minutes? Do you mind if I join in?
He raises an eyebrow and he says, "You're more than welcome to. Try and keep up."
All right.
Richard,
I'm going to look for a spot somewhere.
You find a spot just outside of, like, the gaggle of kids. You can still keep up with it. But I'm going to need you to give me it's going to be just straight up base attack and it wouldn't be strength. It's gonna be your base attack bonus. So give me a roll. Add your base attack.
Add my base attack. Ooh, that's +3. A 5.
You're trying to keep up, but like, it's difficult because you can tell that these kids have been doing this exact motion for years. This is something that they don't even have to be shown how to do. They just go through the motions, and you're trying to figure it out, and you end up getting tangled up, and you end up ass over tea kettle, and you're laying there with on your back, and the kids start like kind of snickering a little bit, and he says, the man walks over and he says, "You're dismissed to your studies, please." Waves a hand. He's missing one of his fingers. You can see that.
Oh, like half brothers.
Retired adventurer. He's missing some pieces.
All right.
He offers a hand to help you up and gets you up on your feet. He's surprisingly strong. And he says, "My name is Ilsori. People around here call me Professor Gandethius." Gandethus? Gandethus. The names, man, they're crazy.
Well, Professor, you're just the man I'm looking for.
He quirks an eyebrow and he says, "Not often people of your stature coming to look for me with good news."
Really? Is it that? Wow. I'm actually just looking for something that you might have bought from the what is it? The flask? No, I'll get it. Oh, it's the only thing I didn't write down. Like the alchemy place.
You mean bottled solutions?
Bottled solutions. Yes. I do believe you have a potion that you bought from there recently. Potion of enlarged person, I believe.
He folds his arms and he says, "What I buy where is my own business, and I'll be taking that up with Nisk on my own time."
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. However, I believe the circumstances should allow for this, as me and my friends are about to assault Thistletop.
He says, "And if your assault on Thistletop fails, who's left to clean up the mess?"
Well, you and the town's guard here, the citizens.
He cuts you off and he says, "It's me and a bunch of useless morons."
Well, you sound like you've done this before. Are you an adventurer yourself?
Almost like I've been exactly where you are, asking these exact questions to a person who's very similar to myself.
So you'd be very understanding then, that this is not uncommon.
The part that you're missing is that I'm retired as an adventurer, and the reason that I'm retired is because I'm fed up of it. I don't like going out places. I don't like watching people be ripped apart by something that one incompetent asshole didn't account for.
Oh, believe me, I understand that.
He says, "Then you'll be very understanding as to why I'm not inclined to part with this potion."
I mean, I'm not one to ask you what you need it for, but I'd rather there be fewer casualties in this upcoming fight by having something like that potion there assist us in that combat, unless you'd be more than willing to come with us.
He says, "I'm not going anywhere. There's orphans that need to be looked after."
Of course.
But Richard, you can give me a diplomacy roll.
I was hoping you'd ask.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's
20 total.
Dirty 20. Hell yeah. So that's a solid roll, Richard. So he'll say, obviously you don't want to throw your life away, and I think that you might have more of an inclination as to how to look after yourself and your companions than mine did. He kind of takes a moment, and you can tell that it's almost in reverie. And he just kind of looks to the ground, and he looks up at you again, and he says, "Follow me." He has a cane. He's hobbling on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like he was hobbling too much earlier, but like now that he's stopped the exercises and stuff and stopped with the kids, it's like pain is starting to return to his leg.
Can I ask what happened to your previous companions? Obviously showing a lot of sort of remorse for having lost them to begin with. But...
He looks at your arm and says, I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Well, yeah, and I'm just going to regale to him as we walk about like the whole tale of how I tend to make deliveries to very, very distant locations, so I'm usually the guard to sort of watch over the carriage driver and whatnot. However, I failed that.
So there's a bit of a smash cut almost, not exactly a smash cut, but you kind of cut to, you guys are now inside the academy, and he's led you down a flight of stairs into the basement. You weren't sure this place had a basement, but as you walk into it, you can see that
he's not gonna start taking his clothes off, is he? No, I'm kidding.
What the fuck's wrong with you, dude? No.
That's what happened last time.
That is very true, but this time you're going to him.
PTSD.
The difference is that this basement is not completely barren except for a cot in the background, and your boy, Professor Gandethius, is not a very feisty redhead. He's a very tired old man who has very little patience for people's shit.
Yeah.
As you guys walk into the basement, he holds his hand aloft, and magical lights appear all along this massive, almost an effigy to his adventuring career. You can see monsters that you've never even heard the name of, that their heads are mounted on walls, taxidermied, or there's a complete skeleton of what looks like a troll. Like, this man did a lot. There are scrolls and books that are on plinths and all kinds of other crazy curiosities and artifacts. There's an entire cabinet that appears to just be rings, another one that appears to be just circlets and things that are used as headwear. It's all very well organized, and it looks very aesthetically pleasing. And one other thing you'll notice is there isn't a speck of dust in this entire basement.
Damn. I am thoroughly impressed with not only your description, Luke, but just the whole setup.
Good. Because
Victor's excited.
You're effectively being welcomed into... You literally got exactly what you needed to be welcomed into this place, so congratulations. With your diplomacy of +1, you're an absolute god gamer. But... as you're walking in, you can see that there's a very, very, it's not bulky, but it is a very large desk that appears to be made out of a very rich wood, whether mahogany or ironwood, you're not sure. Like, it could be anything. But it appears to be a very well-built table. It is masterfully crafted, and you're not an arcane kind of person, but the desk even looks a little bit magical. There's a couple of knickknacks and things on the desk that are a little bit, they're just tacky, like those little balancing act creature things that just kind of like sit there. But
You've done a lot of adventuring, Illusaur.
As he sits down, he hits a clacker ball back and forth, and they go, and all you can hear is the tick, 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 as he says, the expression's not hard to see on your face. A lot of people don't take me seriously.
The look of amazement or the look of remorse that I still have for the fact that a man like you isn't still fighting?
A bit of both. And he says, I'm not fighting because it's not for me. I had a lot that I needed to get over. And coming here to look after the young and to forge a new generation was very important to me after my retirement.
Of course.
So he says to you, you said you were looking for a potion of enlarged person.
Not just that one in particular, but I was looking for just anything in particular that might just help us with this. I mean, Victor's not super confident. Like, he can handle a goblin or two, but Thistletop, like, we've heard that there's tons there. hunt. And I don't know. Like, Victor totally understands, like, him losing his adventures, because, like, he doesn't want to lose his friends either. And he has before. Like, he's gotten to know those carriage drivers, the people that he made deliveries with, and they're all dead. He's one arm less. He's not quite the fighter he used to be. He's got to learn to fight with this prosthetic now.
So you could see him running his fingers through like a grisly shock of like beard at his face. His hair is almost jet black aside from the gray streaks, and his expression is very serene. He appears that he doesn't really give a shit about a lot, but the things he does care about, you'll know.
Yeah.
He says, he'll point over to the skeleton and he said, "That was the trophy." He said that was the one that took them. It captured. He said it wasn't my adventuring party that died. A troll broke into somebody's house in another country, and it stole their children.
So it's a troll head.
My group was commissioned to get the kids back. We did, but the problem was that we had to retrieve them out of the entrails of a troll. You'll notice he kind of motions to one of the things. There's a couple of interesting marks along the edge of the spine. That was where I hit the first killing blow. And then my teammates decided to inform me about their weakness. When you deal a mortal wound like that, it should be enough, but unfortunately, trolls don't go down that easily, and they like to get back up and do terrible things.
I'm assuming Victor knows.
Yeah, he said.
No trolls.
Not a lot. Like, you know they exist. You do have knowledge engineering. You can give me a roll. It's going to be at a -2, though.
Okay. Wow, it's still a 18, 19, 20.
That'll be a 19 total.
It'll be a 19, yeah.
Yeah, so you do know a bit about trolls. You've traveled enough. Trolls and giants are two that you're kind of a little bit familiar with. But trolls specifically, they regenerate if they're not burned. There are a couple of variants, but usually if you hit a troll with fire, that'll do it. But he said apparently the professor will continue. He'll say the actual troll itself didn't have the usual immunities. It was a defective mutant in its bloodline. We needed to hit it with something else. And
so it wasn't immune to, so it wasn't susceptible to fire?
It was not. Its skin was hard as God. He kind of like rubs a temple. He says, the important thing was that we were supposed to get the kids back. The unfortunate thing is that we didn't. And I've never forgiven myself. Then he looks at you. He's just kind of, he looks tired. The look on his face almost takes 10 years and adds it to his face.
I feel you, bro. Victor's just gonna like, I don't know, look down in a moment of silence with him, but just sort of look at him and be like, well, like, just because you stopped fighting doesn't mean like you're not doing the right thing. In essence, you're protecting these children here, especially after the goblins assaulted Standpoint in the first fight. I'm going to assume he probably fought it on his own as well.
Well, his role in the actual goblin assault on the town was you guys dealt with the primary assault force. He collected all the children and escorted them to the academy so that they wouldn't get hurt. He defended the kids against any goblin that came there, and effectively anything that did was burnt to ash.
Well, I mean, he's definitely making up for it now if it's genuinely bothering him.
He says, I'll tell you what, I'm not inclined to do things like this, and that potion will genuinely come in helpful for us. But I will tell you what, I will lend. He gets a little bit serious and he points at you.
Yeah.
You something that held me in good stead. He'll open a drawer, and he'll flick a ring up in the air and catch it. He'll slide it across the desk to you. The desk, curiosity, there's still the tick, tick, tick of the balls going back and forth. And he says, "This should be enough to clear my conscience. Bring it back."
All right, Victor's gonna reach out for it. And just like, I promise you, I'll bring this back.
Don't make promises you can't keep, boy. Even though you look about an age with him, maybe like you might be like 5 years younger than he is, but he calls you boy as if you don't know what you're talking about.
But I'll do my damn best and make sure everyone comes back.
Richard, you can mark down that you have a ring of protection +1.
Ring of protection +1.
For anyone who's watching who doesn't know what a ring of protection is, it offers a +1 bonus to your armor class. You're not going to be able to keep that, Richard, but for this upcoming endeavor, he's offered you his strength and says that this is the way he wants to do this. He's offered you a little bit more armor class. So,
all right, I won't even press for the enlarged person like potion now. Like, I'm assuming he bought it for his own means. And...
yeah, well, that he hasn't lied to you once.
He's doing what he can, and he's done more. Like, he's given me a personal, like, something that I'm assuming is very personal to him.
Well, he'll say straight up to you, and he says, "The reason I'm keeping the enlarged potion is in case something happens to me. Because a stupid guardsman isn't nearly as good as an oversized stupid guardsman." He kind of, he pulls a pipe out, and you can see he holds his finger and thumb in an almost arcane gesture, and you can see at the end of his index finger, a small flame bursts into life. It's almost like magic. And he uses it to light his pipe. He puffs on it a couple of times, and he says, he'll say something to the effect of, "When you do make it back, I have a very interesting vintage I might want to try with you." He takes a couple of puffs. Victor smiles. He'll stand up.
Sorry, go on.
No, I said he'll stand up. You can see him like wince in pain as he leans on the cane again and makes his way back around the actual desk. And he says, "Bring them all back."
Bring them all back.
Oh, and he's going to point the stem of the pipe at you. "Take no prisoners." He laughs to himself, takes the pipe in between his teeth, and begins to walk to lead you back outside.
All right, I'm feeling motivated. I'm ready to go.
You literally feel, like, as you slip the ring on, you can literally feel the protection of it. It's almost like as you're moving, your body's almost reflexively moving on its own. It seems like it's a strange effect, but it's almost as if you're more nimble as opposed to more durable. It seems like a very strange thing to put on a ring of protection, considering it's, for mechanic purposes, ring of protection offers an armor bonus. For this purpose, this ring is offering a deflection bonus.
Ooh. All right, I'm going to follow him out then.
I lied, I'm dumb. It's a deflection bonus straight up, not an armor bonus. But it feels like it's more of a dodge bonus than an actual deflection bonus. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Sorry.
I kind of got what you were getting across.
Yeah, I was getting tripped up. You can tell that I've been focusing on a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh, that's good, bro.
So you guys will now be able to meet back up in the town square. You guys kind of meet up with each other at the Rusty Dragon. And you guys have some thinking to do. Is there any equipment you guys want to buy now before you leave to try and go to Thistletop?
Tor gets his money back from Victor.
I hand you a whole 50 gold back. Yeah, I spent mine before I spent yours.
All
so
right.
he'll hand you back the coin pouch untouched.
Besides 5 gold, I did have to take 5 from his. I just tried not to if I couldn't help it.
So you're 5 gold short, Tor. There you go.
That's fine. So we found out a little bit of information about Thistletop. Apparently the bridge is out. So, if we want to do this, we're probably going to need grappling hooks. I don't suppose they're going to have... No, they're not going to have that. We should probably go to the general store and get the stuff from there.
You guys will all jump as Amikio pipes up from behind you, saying, well, you're not going to get very far if you... without a map.
A map? Oh, jeez. Again, Victor is very much spooked by his sudden presence.
Oh, of course. Amikio makes herself seen. Hello. She says, Goblin Squash Stables, tell them I sent you. Oh, it wouldn't be Goblin Squash Stables. It's right next to them, I believe. She would tell you there is an actual place where you can go that has it's cartography. Yeah, it's called the Way North. She says it's just to the left of the Goblin Squash Stables. Tell him I sent you. He'll give you a map of what you need.
Excellent. Thank you.
She still has a black eye, and there's still like blood crusted on the inside of her nose from where her brother kicked the shit out of her. She says,
Thank you, Amico.
She says, make it count. I'll be expecting you here tonight for drinks.
Yeah. We won't miss our shot. Don't worry. Hamilton quote.
I was gonna say. Thank you.
Hell's bells. So you guys you head over to the Way North. There is a very peculiar looking, and Snongle, you obviously know a little bit of everybody, but you know that a gnome runs this place, and that he's weird and you shouldn't hang out with him. That's about it. That's your full understanding of what is going on. So this man is standing there. He's got a shock of white hair on the top. It's a very crazy looking upward poof, and 2 poofs coming out the side. He almost looks like, if anyone remembers that old weird show on like Teletoon at night, Angry Kid, about the British kid with like he looked almost like a clown. It was claymation mostly, but also like on real people. Anyways.
It's so specific. I have no idea what that is.
I know, and it hurts me that I can't explain it better than that. But think a better example, more commonly known, Krusty the Clown, that kind of hair. Except it's wispy and white. So it sticks straight out on the sides. I'll send you guys a link later, and we'll maybe post something to the Facebook page of Angry Kid, because that was a goofy show and it was big funny. So he's got 2 big tufts of white hair coming out at the sides just above his ears, which are enormous. He has massive ears. He's wearing spectacles that enlarge his eyes about 5 times, and then there's other offshoots that come off the spectacles that zoom in to like a tiny point on on the left-hand eyeglass. They look like they're thicker than 2 bottles, like 2 bottom of a bottle together. And they're perched on his face, and you can just see like massive irises looking at you guys. And he looks over and he says, "Oh, hello."
Hi.
He says,
all right.
I googled it.
Oh, Angry Kid? Yeah, no, it's big funny.
Yeah,
No, it's big scary.
it's fucking. I have seen it before, and it is scary.
Oh, it's scary.
My body physically like tensed up when I saw that photo. Like I was like, ew.
Tripping the Rift was weird, but like it tried to be too sexual. That's where I'm gonna leave that one. But Teletoon at night, what an absolute treasure. So
So fucked.
you guys get there, and he says, "What can Vestnet Peru do for you?" The man's little shack here is basically wall-to-wall filled with square compartments and boxes that all have rolled-up parchments that are just stuffed haphazardly everywhere. The entire place seems like a bomb went off, and that bomb's shrapnel was maps. They're all over the place. They're rolled up, they're sealed, some are in scroll cases, some aren't. There's inkwells and other things that this guy clearly is fascinated with it. He takes the glasses and perches them above his head, and his eyes shrink down by like 50-fold. He's looking at you guys.
Steps forward. Amiko sent us. We need to map the Thistletop.
Amiko sent you?
Yeah.
His face looks a little bit dire, and he says, "You're going there, aren't you?"
Yep.
So
we can't beat the crap out of goblins if we don't move up in front of them.
I'm gonna make a slight change to what you say there, Brevin.
Yeah.
We can't inflict pain on them if we're not up close.
Yeah. That's fair.
Or we can't hurt them if they're not up close.
Yeah.
So he says, "That's a very good point." And he kind of looks down and he says, "Well, I suppose I have something around here. We'll try and find something relevant. Obviously, Amiko's been through a lot this week." He starts rummaging through. It takes him about 10 minutes to find what he's looking for. He's scrambling around trying to like dig through all of these different maps. There's a point where he's got his butt up in the air trying to like dig through this massive like chest. And finally he's like, "There you are, right where I left you." And he pulls it out. It's contained in a scroll case, and you guys are able to see a map. I should probably find an image of that map for you guys to look at. So he basically gives you an image of the hinterlands itself, and it gives you an idea of what you're looking for. He says that it's right on the edge of the Tickwood, off to the other side. Obviously, boars live there, so be careful, but the opposite end of it, you'll be able to find it. Apparently, there's an island there. That's some kind of construct, but that's why people haven't gone there, because goblins live there. And he kind of chuckles to himself, and he says, like in a "you're kind of crazy for wanting to go" kind of way, and he says, "Well, if Amiko said so, like, here you are. Please look after it. It's the only one of its kind." And he hands it to you guys gingerly. You guys now have a map to get to Thistletop, at least lead you most of the way there. So he'll say, "Absolutely." God. "You dare approach me? Yada yada."
That was the joke that I was going for.
That's fair. I was too caught up in the character. I was too caught up. So, you guys will now get a bonus on your survival check to find where you need to go.
Excellent.
So,
excellent indeed.
By foot, it's about a 2-hour walk to get to Thistletop.
What time will we roughly be arriving there?
It's about noon right now.
Cool.
Keep in mind, you guys this is still the same day as the Glassworks and the Catacombs of Wrath. You guys did all of that over the course of maybe like 6 or 7 hours, including debriefing and talking with Broderick Quink. Like, you guys have done quite a bit. It'd be, so it'd be 4 hours would bring it 10, so another 6 hours, so that'd be noon, basically. So you spent about 6 hours since the start of the Glassworks, when you guys woke up this morning.
Really? I thought, Glassworks...
No, it's been...
we rested halfway through the Glassworks, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right, you guys did take a break. So this is the same day as the Catacombs of Wrath, so it's probably closer to about 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. So we could leave today. This is pretty urgent. I am going to remind Tor, though. Victor's going to remind Tor of some of the weapons and stuff he picked up from down in the catacombs. Because now that we've got Snongle here. I want to make sure. Because wasn't there a dagger or something?
So we gave the really tiny dagger to Nox. I wasn't allowed to take that back. We also gave a tiara to Astrid. Because...
Nox actually was the one who got the tiara, and the dagger is kind of up in the air.
We have a magic longsword, and then we also had gotten a... actually, no, that dagger went to Astrid. We have an axe.
The axe looks like Snongle, the axe looks like it's something that... It seems fairly well made. They say it's not magical, but that doesn't mean it's not something good, but you're not sure if you're able to use it.
If you want the axe, you can have the axe. Otherwise, I was going to give it to the guards before we left.
Fuck it. I'll take the axe, and then if it doesn't work, then I'll give it to the guards, and then, yeah.
Let me just double check that axe. Because
Is Snongle a size category smaller than everyone else?
Yes.
So the tiny... Oh, wait, no, that's a tiny dagger.
Yeah, no, it's a tiny dagger because it does like a D2 of damage.
And the long sword would be like a great sword for it.
Pretty much. You wouldn't be able to use the long sword without... Like, you would be suffering penalties for using a weapon too large for the category.
Pretty much. The only two people that can really use the longsword to effectiveness would be me or you, Victor. But
so the gear that you guys did find, it is a magical dagger. It is size tiny. The tiara, there was a gown that was torn to shreds that you guys weren't really able. You guys salvaged some scraps from it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
There was an obsidian holy symbol to Lamashtu.
Yeah, Tor still has that, and he has the book. And I know what I'm gonna do to destroy them too. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear about it, Brevin.
Well, if we can't use some of this stuff, we could probably sell it and acquire, like, I don't know, a new pair of daggers for Snongle, or...
Because there was the tiny dagger that basically looks like a toothpick to you guys, that you guys visibly saw fly towards towards Tor, and then teleport back to the person who threw it, or the demon that threw it. The hand axe itself is of I believe it's the appropriate size.
Oh shoot, so that dagger can make a good throwing dagger then if it teleports back to the wielder.
Yeah.
Like, you guys did enough knowledges last week to know that it is a +1 returning dagger. Like, it's just tiny size, which kind of sucks.
Snongle, this might actually be good for you.
Yes.
There's also the silver dagger that you guys got from the dude, which I believe we gave to Astrid.
Astrid, yes. Astrid had wanted the dagger.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because it's silver, it does less damage, but that's not a big deal. But you guys would absolutely be able to sell stuff if you guys wanted to stop by. It would be the feathered serpent. Let me double check that. Am I a god? Feathered serpent, where are you? Feathered serpent, baby. Vordvashali Voon, the boy. He's the major magic peddler in the town.
I tried to write that name down, Luke. I gave up halfway.
Yeah,
you said the feathered serpent?
The feathered serpent. It's in the same street as the Sandpoint Theater. So Snongle would know exactly where it is because she's been to the theater multiple times. Yeah. You've seen the sign for it too. You'd remember.
All right. Well, thanks for the map. You.
He kind of takes a quill and he points it at you and he says, "You better bring it back in one piece."
One piece.
Did somebody say one piece? Oh no.
We will try our best, but if it's a decision between the map and one of our lives, I'm giving up the map.
If it's a choice between a map and one of your lives, I'll expect you to replace it.
What, our lives? No, I know what you're saying.
Cool, buddy.
At least the tension.
Cool.
So you guys make your way over to the Feathered Serpent. Richard, if you do want to write down this guy's name, it is Vordvashali.
Vordvashali.
Vor?
And Voon or something? Voon, like N or M?
It is Victor, Oscar, November. Voon.
Thank you. Perfect.
So, you guys make your way over to his shop. You open the doors. The lights are dim in here. You can see that over top of the main counter, there is a very large-looking snake with a pair of wings that appears to be taxidermied. Obviously, feathered serpent. How about that? It matches the description on the... Yeah, exactly. It matches the description on the actual placard outside of the shop. That seems to be very well put together. You guys are able to... You guys come in and you see a man wearing a... He's got a very interesting hat. You know, like a Shriner hat?
A Shriner hat. I mean, I can look that up.
Sorry, a fez. That one. Yeah, nailed it.
Fez.
I've watched Doctor Who. I'm hip. But it's like a fez, but shorter and blue. without the tassel on it. And it appears to have there's a band around the base of it that appears to be in inlaid gold. He wears intricate robes that appear to be very, very well made. You'd wager he spent a small fortune on his wardrobe alone. He looks up at you all as you walk in, and he says, "Well, if it isn't the saviors of Sandpoint." He doesn't seem insincere either. He seems very delighted that you guys have shown up. He says, I've been waiting for one of you at least to come and visit me. It's very uncommon that an adventurer such as the four of you wouldn't be interested in magical arms and armament.
Not gonna lie, and no offense to you, no one told me that there was a magic shop here. Also, the last magic shop I was in, I got thrown out. So I didn't expect to be allowed in.
He blinks his eyes at you and he says, "You never asked the right questions."
Generally, the questions I'm used to.
You can tell that he's taking the piss out of you at this point. Like, he's joking. It's like, you just didn't ask. Like, I've always been here, but you never asked if I was here. He says, I've seen you in the Rusty Dragon. I saw what you did for Amiko when her, now late father, when he decided to barge in with his demands. It was very noble of you. He says, "How can I help you today?" Or he'll say, how can Mr. Voon help you today?" And he holds his hands aloft. The store itself, obviously there's the serpent above the countertop, but as you guys look around, it looks like a curiosity shop. If you've ever been into, it looks almost like a value village, but instead of being all sorts of like secondhand stuff, the objects that are in here all have some kind of magical purpose. Astrid and Tor, if either of you attempted to use detect magic in here, or any kind of magical thing, it would probably blow your circuits. You would probably fall unconscious trying to do it because of how much energy is just radiating off of things. Just from your innate senses alone, you can tell that there's a lot of magic in this room. It vibrates on your teeth.
Well, we have a few items that we'd like to, I guess, sell or
so you're coming to add to the collection, of course.
We're also looking to possibly buy, if I don't know if we'll have enough gold or anything, but I mean, like, yeah.
He'll look you over and he'll say, "Gold is a very common commodity, isn't it?"
Yes, it is. Well, we have a, Snongle, first off, do you want that tiny dagger, or are we selling that?
Closer, tiny dagger.
I'll take the tiny dagger. Why not?
You're gonna take the tiny dagger? Okay.
Yeah.
Tor will hand the
I'll
tiny.
try and figure out the logistics of that while you guys do this.
Tor takes a toothpick out of his bag, hands it to Snongle, and then he draws the magic longsword from his belt, and in two hands holds it forward. I'm not someone who uses these kinds of weapons, so this is
before you continue, Brevin, he is going to cut you off at that point, but I need Astrid and Snongle to give me a roll. Astrid, it's going to be 3d4. Snongle, it's going to be 1d6.
You got it.
Am confused, am worried, is we gonna die?
You want the total?
A total's fine, yep.
8.
Perfect. And Snongle, you got 1?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just kind of getting an idea of the kind of magic items that'll be available for sale, because Sandpoint only has access to a limited number of them, so we'll try and make it count. So, Snongle, you have a tiny dagger. Not Victor, Tor, you'll find that he cuts you off as you're talking about things, and he says, "I don't, like, the history. Tell me the history. I need to know more." He's kind of like egging you on to, like, tell him more.
About the sword?
Sell me on it, yes. The sword.
Well, this sword was taken from the 3 hands of an abomination found during one of my adventures. The creature could light it aflame, quite simply.
He looks it over and he says, "You're not very good at this game, are you?"
No. To be fair, I generally don't talk to people.
He says, "Well, that much is clear. Yeah, you're the one doing all the talking." He'll say, "If that longsword could light itself ablaze, it would do so at a command. You've held on to it for probably several hours now."
Yeah.
"Can you set it ablaze?"
Well, I haven't focused on it or anything,
Says,
so I don't know.
I can see that sword. I can see its purpose. It is not one of fire.
Okay.
So out of character, Brevin. It's never been a flaming longsword. It's smoked just based off of like the magic coming off of it. It looked like it was just smoking, not on fire.
Cool. Okay.
There's smoke that swirled around it, but that was part of the magical effect.
Well then, I don't know what this is for.
He says, "It seems to me like I wouldn't call it a mundane sword, but it is absolutely a longsword with magical properties."
Is this like a long sword that's just for show?
He says, "For me, absolutely. For you, it could be used for much more interesting purposes." I'm just getting up the price evaluation. I'm pretty sure for weapons it's 3K on top. It might be 2K though.
Let me guess, what you mean by other means, more than likely intimidation?
He says, "Intimidation won't work to get you what you need. The sword itself.
No.
Oh, you use the sword to intimidate." And he says,
Yeah.
He'll say, "You have a chain that terrifies me to see it on your belt, let alone in your hands. And you think that this sword is going to help you intimidate people?" He openly laughs at you, just like a belly laugh of raucous enjoyment that you thought that was what he was talking about. Like, are you stupid? Like, no, you're already terrifying. That sword doesn't make you any more terrifying. It's not going to make you scarier. If anything, like, it detracts from it because it's like you're trying too hard. He will mention that too. He says, "You're trying too hard. You don't need to work so hard to scare people. You've got a face like that." And he'll kind of motion to you. He says, "No offenses meant, of course."
Tor's smile goes to the wicked, cracked version of it.
Yeah, it does, you gross man. Just looking at prices. How much does it cost? That is potions, rings, scrolls. Give me a dang magic weapon. Not... Oh my goodness gracious me. How does it... Like, I don't care about random challenges. Why do I need this? Come on now. Cool. Price for that. Okay, yeah, I was right. Beauty. So, what he'll do for you guys, I just need to pull a calculator up real quick. So, average price of a longsword. No. Add the +1 value, and then add in another 500 because of the story you told and where it came from, so it has history and you can sell it for more that way. And then divide that by 2. So he says, "I'll give you 1,260. It's more than a generous offer." He points to you.
I think that's the most gold I've ever, even heard of in my life. Yeah, I'll take it.
No toy that can buy a lot of booze.
So he kind of just like chuckles to himself. He's like, "Wow, you guys do not know how to haggle." So, Tor, longsword gone. 1,257 gold in your pocket.
Cool.
What else do we have?
You tell me.
That's 1,307.
You had the silver dagger got handed away. Tiny dagger Snongle has. Longsword sold. There was the spear from the statue, wasn't there? Or it was like
there is the Ranceur, but I don't believe that's magic, was it?
Well, Snongle, you're starting to realize why I made you make a wisdom roll. You're like, oh wait, didn't I take this off that statue down in the catacombs?
Yeah, I had that in my notes. I thought about that earlier.
And you're like, wait, wouldn't Broder Quink want that?
Yeah.
You're like, I probably should have given that to him when I was doing my thing. I'll do it later. So you do have the Ranceur. It is not a spear. It is a Ranceur. It's a very specific weapon.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably better off in different hands.
Hey, is he gonna give us money for it though?
Sometimes money isn't everything.
I don't know if I agree with that.
But it does buy you quite a bit.
You realize who you're talking to, right?
Tor.
Yeah.
Tor.
I'm one of the most minimalistic people you'll probably meet.
It's very true.
Well, that's fair.
So, are you guys interested in selling the Ranceur or no?
If it's brought up, Tor will probably say no.
Well, Snongle,
Yeah,
But it's also not Tor's. So he will say his displeasure with it, but if it's decided to do, like if they decide to do it, they can do it.
Well, what would benefit us keeping it, I guess, is my question.
Well, we can get more information, and information is a gold mine, especially if we're talking to your buddy that you apparently smashed his. What did you say? Turnips.
And I legally cannot consider it or not. So okay, but
information is its own sort of gold.
here's the stipulation. I'm gonna
Okay.
strong arm him. I can speak, I swear. I'm gonna strong arm him for gold when we bring it to him. Thank you.
If he can't pay, I'll just pay for it.
No.
I'll give you the gold.
No, then I feel bad.
So
Why do you feel bad about my money but not his?
Because it's different.
How? You're getting money. Tor physically turns his head towards you, and he looks down, and he actually has a softer expression than he would probably give to anybody else.
that scares you, Snongle, like he's acting weird.
I'm scared.
Friend Tor. It's because
And I feel special.
you're.
But
Why would my money be different than his?
Mostly because if we sell the Rancer, we earn that money for a product. If I take it from you, then that's meanie. It's a meanie move on my part.
Okay. All right.
See the connections.
Not really, but sure.
So Vorvashali will say, Mr. Vorvashali would like to offer my assistance.
Yes.
If you're interested in potentially parting with it, I might be able to give you an appraisal free of charge.
Okay. At least we can get it appraised. I think that's a fair compromise.
Yeah,
He has a very knowing smile. One of those like really creepy. There's no teeth, barely any lips. It's just a straight. The lips, flat lips, and curl up into a smile. It touches his eyes, but barely, because you can sense motive on that one.
Sure, I will.
Give me a roll.
Oh, no, never mind. I don't know shit.
Can I try?
Dude's fine.
So, Brevin, your character, no matter what, you think that he has your guys' interests at heart, and he wants you guys to give it to Brodert Quink. Snongle, you can also give me a sense motive.
Fantastic, thanks. Oh, yep. I have. He's a good guy. Good guy.
Yeah. You guys.
This man's good.
So, for anyone at home who missed that was double ones back to back. This is absolutely just a spot-on week.
Tor does not have many interactions with people, so like this makes sense.
You both look at each other, nod, and then Snongle, you take the rancer out and put it up on the table.
Oh my god, they're Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Just a little bit, but hell's bells.
After this, I do have a question about what you can give us.
He says, well, I can give you advice. I can give you suggestions.
I mean, magic items. Magic items.
He says, everything has a price.
Yeah. That's the thing that I hate most about this.
He licks his lips a little bit. He says,
I'm not that cute, get over it.
You're not what I'm interested in.
Oh, what does that mean?
So
is he looking at somebody, or is he looking at the rancer?
He's looking at the rancer, so he picks it up. He's got his tongue in between his teeth, and he's kind of just like, He's looking it up and down. He's like, red marble, an interesting choice. He's looking down the haft of it. He says, it looks perfect. He takes it, he spins it around a little bit in a very interesting display of blade work. You're not sure where he learned to wield a weapon like that, but he manages to not cut himself or anything around him. And he says, and he holds it up in an almost like practice strike, as if he's ready to strike somebody. And he says, so he holds it in his hands again, and he puts it back down, and he says, I'll give you 250 gold for it.
Tor picks it up, hands it back to Snongle.
Nah.
Thank you for the appraisal on that.
Thanks.
Okay, so what magic items do you have here?
So, magic items that he has.
Tor will specify anything that is really good against goblins. That will be most helpful.
Well, the weapons you have are good against goblins. They're quite moronic. However, we might want to take a look at some more things. Brevin, you can give me a dice roll. It's going to be percentile, and we'll see what you get.
99.
Hell yeah. He looks at you and he says, I think I might have just the thing. He'll titter off into the back room. He goes through a very thickly drawn velvet curtain, and when he comes back, he has a box in his hand. It seems to be made out of it's made out of wood, but it's so dark that it almost looks like it's made of obsidian. He comes over and he plunks it down and he flips the lid open. And he says, this came by a few years ago now, and I haven't found anybody who'd be interested in buying it. It was an interesting piece to my collection, but a little bit sinister. He pulls out of this fairly small box, what looks like very thick links, each with visceral-looking spikes on them. The links themselves meet up on a handle that is covered in skulls and dark fangs. It looks like to hang on to it would hurt you to do it, and it seems like it's very much just exactly the weapon that it needed to be. Brevin, you're looking at it, and he says, this is a magical cold iron spiked chain.
Tor grows the massive grin. Huh. How much?
Well, I don't know. We could maybe work out a trade. He says,
a trade?
So the gold hasn't changed hands yet. So you guys have you've given him the longsword, and you have effectively 1,260 gold in credit.
Yeah.
A +1 spiked chain made out of wrought iron would be... We're going to crunch some numbers on this one, and I apologize to everyone who has to deal with the crunch. Spiked chain, please. Not a spiked gauntlet. We would like a spiked chain. Select. We're going to make it +1.
Shopping episode.
Shopping.
Yeah.
We are going to get to something in just a minute.
Yeah.
This will be the last stop. So the regular pricing on this, Brevin. He looks at you and he says, "Well, this is quite a valuable piece. You are the heroes of Sandpoint, but..." And he kind of does a lot of things of just kind of like the back and forth of what is actually going on. But he says, "The initial value of this is over 4,000 gold. But I don't think you have that much."
No.
He says...
No, I do not.
He says, "The toothpick. I'd like to see it." He blinks his eyes innocently. So, he holds it up. It's about the entire thing from the tip of the blade to the end of the hilt is entirely the length of an index finger. It is a very small knife.
Yeah, that is.
He holds it up to the light and he pulls out a pair of spectacles and puts them on and he's holding it up and he says, "A very interesting enchantment. How curious on something so small."
Yeah.
He almost gets lost in thought and forgets you guys are there. And when he notices you guys again, he almost jumps. He's like, "Oh yeah."
There's also still a little bit of my blood on there, just a heads up. And Tor will reach over and just clean that off real quick.
He'll say, "Thank you for that." He'll look down at the dagger and say, "I will trade this for the chain."
Okay, so we're still getting money out of this?
I will still pay for the longsword, and you will receive your 1,260. But I keep this, and you take the chain, and then we go our separate ways like nothing ever happened. Do we have a deal?
Tor looks to Snongle. That's your item.
Yeah,
your
go
choice.
ahead. It's okay.
He opens a drawer, drops it in, and he says, "The chain's yours."
Tor takes the chain, ties it onto his belt in the similar fashion of having the other spike chain, but on the other side. And
Brevin,
then
you have the value of that chain, 4,350 gold.
oh god. Oh boy. Oh boy. Like a kid in a candy shop.
And you have a spare. So, why is this
Cold
getting mad?
iron. Cold iron +1. Spiked chain.
Too many equipped in offhand. What are you talking about? Okay. The computer system I'm working with just bugged out for a second. It was like getting mad at me for equipping it. I'm like, why? What?
When Tor's given the money, he looks to Snongle and he hands the entire pouch to her.
Snongle, you are 1,260 gold richer. It is more money than you have ever seen in your entire life.
I'm gonna cry.
Do me one favor though, Snongle.
Yes.
Some of that goes to your mom.
Oh,
For making me laugh.
And Tor takes and walks out of the building.
Snongle's mom gets most of her money, but yes. It will happen.
Sure, soon, maybe. Like, kind of trails off, like, yeah, totally.
Snongle takes a cut, but most of it goes to her mommy for the kiddos at home.
Yeah, they hungry. They need snackos, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys have your map. You have a fresh chain that you guys are able to use. You guys have some fresh experiences and weapons, as well as some more information to arm yourselves. You guys are now able to, if you feel so inclined, you can head off for Thistletop.
Tor's ready.
Yeah, I'll go.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
I'm not gonna be the one to hold us back. Let's go.
Okay, and Victor?
Oh, he's ready.
It's go time. I'm gonna need a survival check.
From everyone?
remember, so you guys are all going to be able to work on this together, but you guys are also going to be able to kind of, you'll be able to help each other, but one person has to make the main roll. So decide who that will be, and everybody else will give me the survival roll. You will all have access to the +2 benefiting from the map. Just don't roll a 1.
Tor
That's all I'm
has
saying.
Yeah, I
Tor
think Tor has that locked and loaded.
Tor has a pretty good survival with the map.
Locked and loaded, more like glocked and loaded. Got him.
Haha!
While they're making those rolls, just a big shout out to Carrie Ray and Crucial, sure, for the hosts. Any numbers are good numbers. So, who is going to be making the survival? Will it be Tor?
It would seem so.
Okay.
Is anyone aiding Tor, or is it just the map?
Everyone should be aiding Tor.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna give an 8.
I will wait for their rolls.
So,
18.
Astrid, Snongle, and Victor.
Oh!
Yeah.
Nice.
You'll get a +4 from Snongles and an additional +4 from Dump Truck Astrid and Victor.
So a +10, so it's a +17.
+17. Give me a roll.
Yeah, 21.
21.
It's not.
Oh my God, Brevin!
The roll was terrible, but I mean, like,
Holy crap!
the roll is terrible, but the bonus. That's
So-
where it comes from.
That's about at this point where you guys find yourselves coming up to a wall of thick thistles. That's not supposed to happen. Come on, man. Lock that down. Let's go. So, you guys approach, and you can see that there's a massive thicket of thorns and briars that seem too much for anybody to actually get through. You guys can give me... Everyone can give me a perception roll.
This is not gonna be good. What's with my rolls tonight, man?
Got an 18.
I got a 6.
11.
Nox got that, so that's not bad. Okay, so let's go down the list. So Astrid, what did you get?
11.
11. Nox got a 14. Snongle,
18.
18. Tor
6.
and Victor,
18.
18. Snongle and Victor. Snongle because of your low vantage point. Victor because you were paying attention. You guys can see that there's like a section in here where the briars can actually be lifted up and moved to the side so you guys can actually squeeze through.
I alert the party.
Victor, you can confirm that, yeah, it looks like this is probably the idea. So you lift them up and move, or what?
Yes, I was about to say.
Grab someone to come lift one up with me.
I'll lift one.
Okay, so you guys...
Got the girls doing the hard labor here, eh?
Girls, get it done.
Let's go.
You're the ones more in touch with nature.
It is very true. Nox also noticed this. Astrid, what was your total again?
Perception, 11.
11? Yeah, no, you bend it. So, you guys make your way through. But I do need... Who is actually opening this door of thistles?
Me.
Give me a reflex save, please.
Yes. Is that just another d20?
It's going to be a d20, but adding your reflex modifier.
Ah.
Should be a
let's do
saving
it.
throw.
Let me look at that. Oh man, if I can read. Oh, +3, so that's a 10.
I don't know where you're getting +3 from, dude.
On you said reflex, right? Oh, +6. I misread it. I'm sorry. Then
There you
it's
go.
better than that.
It's better than that, I promise. Okay, so you have a +6.
13.
13. Okay, it's not quite enough. Snongle,
Oh.
you're taking a single point of damage as you thought you put your hand in a safe spot, but as you wrap it around, a thorn jabs into your thumb. Yow! You manage to pick it up, but your thumb is starting to bleed and it hurts. Everyone hurry, please. And you guys are all able to usher yourselves into this. And it's at this point where I can start playing around with the music.
Is that the music? It kind of sounds like a Brevin.
Oh my god. And
How much
Snongle,
we paying him
so
for the
Snongle-
music?
There's just a goblin in the treetops singing this. He's swinging back and forth.
Hell's bells. So this is actually a perfect time for me to mention this. The music for today's show is brought to you by Syrinscape. They have all kinds of amazing audio things specifically designed for tabletop games. They have a lot of customizability. But the main thing that's super cool about them is that they actually are partnered with Paizo, and they have a sound pack that is one-to-one for the basically entire adventure paths that Pathfinder has put together. So Rise of the Runelords has 6 packs that are all together, and we've been listening, and by listening I mean I'm basically planning to continue with this, that I want to have sound effects so that you guys aren't bored out of your skull by just me describing everything. I want to be able to add more of that flavor, but go check out Syrinscape. We do have a link on our About Us page at the bottom.
Yeah.
If you use that to go and talk to them, it'll tell them exactly who sent them, and you can also refer to any of the copyright attribution, which is also in there. So anyone who needs any of that information, feel free to go check that out. Check out Syrinscape. They're really good. They bring a lot of life to your tabletop game. And with that, we have some cool sounds. I'm hoping that it's working as intended, because this is obviously the first time we're doing it. But we'll carry on. You guys make your way through and past this briar door, and you open into an area. You guys can see that there, to your left, there's more briars that lead over into like what appears to be a cliff. You can see through them a little bit, but it's not enough to actually go by. There's a branch that leads off. A branch. Brunts. They don't have a rim shot. That's the one depressing thing. At least I don't think they do. If they do, let me know. They have a sad trombone, so that's pretty rad. But you guys, to your left as you come through this briar, there is a path that abruptly ends, but another offshoot to the right of that dead end. There are also 2 paths, one more directly in front of you that seems winding, that leads upwards, and another one that comes up and further and goes out of sight. You can hear.
Anyone got the map?
So the map isn't going to get you super far at this point, because this is on the map. You consult the map too to try and figure out what this is. This entire area is registered as just trees.
And it's pretty whack maze. Victor's gonna lead the way on the right, and just like kind of like how you would handle a maze where you just keep taking lefts. I'm just gonna keep taking rights.
Okay.
Tor will follow behind Victor.
Keep turning right. Eventually they get there, unless you get to one of those wacky fucking islands.
So Victor kind of plants his feet and he says, "Okay," and immediately starts walking off to the right.
The confidence.
The power, the presence, the pose.
Maybe it's Victor, maybe it's Maybelline.
Oh.
It's definitely Victor.
It's in his name. He's Victor Victory. Thank you.
Oh wow, this is flaming me right now.
Victor.
I'm a comedian.
I also have to say one small thing. Thank you, Richard, for adding in that the hagfish is Victor's favorite bar. I have a notes online now so that all of us can see, and yeah, no, that's definitely the thing that I missed. Definitely the thing that I missed.
He's gonna keep going back and trying.
Also, you'll see that I bolded it. because I'll be making an index above saying that bold is important. That's why our main rule of the campaign is at the top. In bold, Victor, stay away from the daughter.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know what's happening with my Photoshop right now, but it's pretty mad at me, and I don't know why.
It's because you're too awesome. Bam! Wholesome.
That and the fact that this is a because of the way that I've done Thistletop, this is actually over a gigabyte in size. So it's mad because I'm trying to do stuff in such a large file, but it's literally like not letting me change any of my settings. So I'm gonna see what I can do about this, because I'm trying to zoom in and it's getting mad at me for not being on a layer, and I'm like, I don't know what you want. So
what do you want from me, Photoshop?
Exactly, dude. Like, come on. Okay, there we go. So we have a bit of that going on.
That deserves a dimmadab, and there's the dimmadab.
Yeah, dude. Do we? Oh, is that? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You added that for the Gloom Brigade things, didn't you?
Yep. One of my emotes is the dimmadab.
It is also. We're probably gonna end up adding that for Fiend and Foil stuff too. I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
So as you're coming up, you can see that there's an area up here. And as you're moving up, you can hear... Victor, you don't even need a perception roll. You hear this massive roar. Something screaming. As it's a large growl that shakes you to your... it shakes you to your core almost.
Is it a giant?
Is it a giant?
as you're coming up, Richard, so let's get some descriptions here. So there were briars and thistles that grow rampantly in the nettlewood, even more dense and tangled here, close to the shore, although not quite dense enough to block the sound of the waves crashing on the unseen shores to the west. The undergrowth here, it's thick. It's dummy thick. Like dump truck Astrid thick. Let's go. It's enough to block...
She's ready.
Born ready. Few trees grow here, so close to the edge of the sea, but for the briars themselves, often the heights to rival them. Here, the patch is nearly 20 feet high, which is why the wall of briars was so terrifying. As you guys made your way up and through, there is the tunnel here that you're kind of crawling through. Victor, you seemed super confident, but it's really difficult to look so imposing when you're... It's really difficult to look imposing when you're crouched down in a 4-foot-high tunnel. The only person who's unhampered is Snongle. So these 4-foot-tall tunnels, they wind through all these dense briars and nettles. The floor is hard-packed earth. It's got patches of wiry plants that are growing super stubbornly. This whole place is a weed field.
We all getting high, boys.
Blaze it, nerds. So... this area here, as you're coming up, Richard, there's 3 thistle tunnels that open up into this large cave-like chamber. Above, you can see a thorny canopy that grows thin enough that tiny slivers of the sky can be seen while below. There's a ground consistent of trampled dirt, and to the west you can hear, so to the left, you can hear the waves echoing from up a hole. And you can hear... again, another massive roar coming up through the hole.
Through the hole?
Yes.
Yeah, the hole in the ground right there.
Oh, thank God it's in a hole. Whatever it is.
Thank God it's in a hole.
Yeah, I'm going to just walk out into the canopied area.
Okay.
Take in its beauty.
So you're out. You can stretch a little bit. It kind of sucks having to almost crawl around. Snongle, you make your approach. Hello.
Yeah.
Completely unhampered. Oh, that was one thing I forgot to mention. I thought it would be a big funny meme. But Snongle, definitely when you regrouped with the party, you're wearing a very absurdly over padded coat.
Oh,
Because
Mom wanted to keep me warm.
Because moms care. She understands that you're a degenerate adventurer, but that doesn't mean you should go cold.
Thanks, Mom.
It's better to be overly warm than it is to be cold.
Yeah, Mama Snong really repping for parents.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Mom, go.
Mongol. Okay. Do all of us hear this thing coming from the hole?
There is a loud growling coming from up in the hole. It seems like it's sporadic, but if any of you have it, you can give me a knowledge nature check.
I do believe I don't have that. Just kidding.
I don't have it. I got it, Chief.
Nature, what's that?
But who has it?
Astrid does, I think.
I was gonna say Astrid probably.
I think I do, yeah.
Jessie, I just saw your comment in Twitch chat.
It's true.
Which one?
You're not wrong. No, Victor might if you tell him it's a prostitute.
You don't gotta tell him it's a prostitute. You just gotta say, "Hey, can you come help me in the basement with something?" And that's enough.
Oh.
Bad Plan 66.
All right.
Victor dives into the hole.
Right.
Bad Plan 66. Thank you so much for the follow. Obviously, we're a little bit. We're having a great time here.
Yeah.
But, okay. I do
Sorry
want to
about
get
that.
you guys through at least one fight. So,
Let's-
Astrid, knowledge nature, give it to me.
Let's go. That is a 26.
Oh my
Total.
gosh!
So, to the untrained ear, that sounds like it might be just like wind blowing in through an underground grotto or something like that. But you recognize the sound of a creature that you would remember as a bunyip. It is a big ass. Think seal meets walrus meets carnivore. They're terrifying. They're big, and they're also incredibly sneaky. They're very good swimmers. And looking down into the hole, you don't get too close, but you can see that there's just a tiny bit of light that trickles down into it, and it reveals that there's a large pool of water that has water pouring in from two sides. And to give you kind of an idea.
There's a big, scary bunyip down there, guys, and there might be more than one.
This is not an actual reflection of the map, so that you are aware. This is what you would see, getting kind of an idea, looking through the hole at different angles. This is pretty much the area. It seems like it comes from further to the north and further to the west, where the water is coming in from, but it is a gorgeous-looking grotto. There's all kinds of interesting-looking geodes and things that very much reflect the light from the small amount that's coming in to illuminate the water in an almost blue-green.
So do we gotta go in there, or like?
That would be nice
feel
place to come
like-
back to.
Yeah, I feel like coming back and dealing with this thing wouldn't be terrible. But
Yeah.
the goblins are our main problem at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure-
Very
cause-
true.
Because I'm fairly certain these creatures are not going to come and attack the town.
No, they're little swimming
Well-
boys.
I could be very wrong on that.
Do I know well enough to know if they're gonna crawl out of this hole?
So the bunyips are massive. There's no way that, like, it would have to. The distance down is like 70 feet. Like, there's no way that this thing would be able to climb up the walls. It's literally a sea creature. So imagine a walrus
Okay,
trying to
cool.
climb a rocky precipice. It's not coming out of this hole.
Cool. Oh,
But
thank goodness.
it definitely roars and complains.
Me.
Alright, I feel like we leave this poor thing alone, and I feel like we continue on so that I can kick some goblin teeth in. Sorry. Slash some goblin heads off.
You're eager for it.
I think since we're in enemy territory now, I'm going to draw my new bike chain.
New and improved, my dude.
Yeah.
So
Victor's gonna draw his. Oh wait, his hands.
He takes his hands out of his pockets, does like the classic like gunslinger pose. Bam.
pulls out a sketchbook, makes a detailed illustration, tells everybody to fuck off. So you guys are coming out, so that's there. So I'm just looking at what is around. I've got some statistics up as well. So, you guys
No.
I need
don't
to
do
know.
it.
We're gonna go down the list. Tell me what your stealth bonus is, Astrid.
+1.
+1. Okay. Rose.
+12.
+12. Tor.
-1.
-1. And Victor.
0.
Okay. So you guys are not making. You guys are almost making no attempt to be quiet. And it's at that point.
I want them to find me. I want to fight them. I want to kick them in the
Whatever
teeth.
Jump in the hole. No, I can't.
It's at this
As
point
tempting as
where
it is.
this starts to go down. So, Tor, you're being charged. And I'm
Cool.
going to need everyone to roll an initiative.
Oh man.
They're puppies.
Which is
Oh, they're degenerate is what they are.
Alright. I'm going to roll terribly. Never mind, it's nat 20.
Hell's bells.
Okay, so I'm discovering that my rolls outside of combat are terrible, and then my rolls when we're starting combat are just... Yeah, cool.
Tor is
Oh, I have a
the,
+7 to attack now.
the pinnacle. Yeah, you do.
So
because,
quick question.
So, yes,
The +1, is that to damage as well?
it is to damage as well. So your
Cool! I'm
your
gonna
weapon-
hurt people!
So here's what's up. Your weapon is cold iron, which means that it will overcome some damage reductions. You get a +1 to hit and damage because it is magical. The reason you're getting the +1 to hit is because a magical weapon needs to be masterwork. So you'll have a +1 to hit and damage with it, and then if it increases again, then it'll be a thing. But you definitely feel closer to Zonkathon with this thing in your hands.
Yeah, I do.
It's definitely cutting into your hands a little bit and causing great discomfort. But, speaking of things cutting in, I need to take something off. One sec. Okay. Oh. So, you guys are rolling initiative. So we have Goblin Dogs. We have Astrid. We have Snongle, Tor, and Victor. So, Goblin Dogs rolled an 18. Their total is not bad. Astrid, what is your total for your initiative? Pardon me?
16.
16? Snongle.
14.
Tor? Nat 20.
Nat 20.
And Victor?
13.
13. Okay. Obviously at the top of the round with Tor. But first they get their surprise round on you. Tor, what's your flat-footed armor class?
15.
So that will be... It misses you, just barely. It comes gnashing at you as it comes up and starts to attack you. The battle begins. For those of you in the on the show, the music just changed. The theme is coming in, and we're getting ready to go. So there are goblin dogs upon you. So now, Tor, nat 20, spin around. This goblin dog just lashed out at you.
Axiomatic Strike.
Activate it.
Yep. Well, that's free. That just happens as soon as I want it.
Yep.
And swinging. No. That's a 9 to hit.
You lash out. Nothing. It digs into the dirt. But it cuts. It does leave a massive, almost like a divot in the ground. This hard-packed earth shouldn't be nearly this malleable, but this chain is cutting through it like butter. The axiomatic strike drips off it like it's black, it's red energy. It feels as if the energy is dripping off it. You know how sometimes where like a campfire will have like a spark that kind of drizzles off it?
Yeah.
It's like that, except it looks like the energy is blood dripping off of your chain.
Cool. Then, Tor is going to use 1 point of fervor.
Okay.
And he's going to swiftly cast Vigor on himself.
Casting Vigor.
Yeah.
And what does Vigor do for the people at home, Brevin?
So, Vigor The spell infuses the subject with a small surge of strength. I get a +1 competence bonus on a single melee damage roll. So the next damage roll I do, and this lasts for a minute or until it's discharged. So it's a cantrip, and yeah, I'm gonna be able to hit.
You're imbued with vigor, and it's almost like the red energy coming off goes from like almost a light vibe, like it seems like it's red energy, but then it almost deepens into more of a crimson as you spin the chain up to get ready again. It goes to next in the initiative, unless you have do you have a move action?
I'm going to a 5-foot shift while within his thing. Does that? I don't provoke an attack of opportunity, correct?
Folks, nothing, my dude.
Cool. That's it.
So you take your 5-foot step, and you've got your chain ready. You're wailing, you're spinning it around. It's almost whistling. It goes to next in the initiative, which is the Dows.
The
This one
Dows
is going to full attack you. This one is going to 5-foot shift. This one. 1, 2. Sees food. 3. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, they come rushing in. Victor, you're going to take 1. Astrid, you're going to take 1. Tor, you're taking 2.
Yeah, this is fine.
So, first one for Victor. We're going to move from left to right. That will miss horribly. Second one against Astrid. That's going to hit you, Astrid.
No.
So,
Ouch.
you're going to be taking a little bit of damage. Just a scooch.
Just a
But
scratch.
I am going to need a fortitude save.
Okay. Fortitude +1.
After
D20.
taking, it's a D20. It's going to be 8 points of damage as well. As the thing gets a solid bite into your arm.
7 with my fortitude +1.
You said 7?
Yeah.
Okay. You break out into a rash. You're going to be taking a penalty to your... You don't notice it right away, but as it starts to... this creature lets go of your arm, you can see that the flesh around the bite wound is almost... It's not atrophying, but you can see that it's already infected, and it begins to swell. Your arm turns bright red. Your lantern staff's held in your other hand, and you can see this. It looks horrible. You can feel your throat getting tight. It's almost difficult to swallow as an allergic reaction begins to happen from these dogs. Brevin.
This is why I have a pet raccoon.
So you're going to be taking a -2 penalty to your dexterity and charisma for the remainder of the day, until you can get a treatment that will remove it.
Yes, my dude. I accept
Brevin.
the attack. Come on,
First one,
bring the...
miss.
No.
Second one will also miss. They come in gnashing at you, but you keep
Tor's like
whipping the chain
arms are
around
out.
you.
Tor's like arms out. He's still spinning it. And he's like ready for them to bite him, and they're just not willing to do it.
They really
Come
aren't.
on.
Okay, so Brevin, you're wailing the chain around you, keeping them at bay. They try and they're circling around you, trying to get a better standpoint to be able to hit you better. But that is their whole turn. It's then going to go to next in the initiative, which is Astrid. Astrid, your arm hurts a lot.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm gonna use my healing hex on myself.
Do you want to do that while directly adjacent to one of the dogs?
No, definitely not. I'm gonna 5-foot shift back. Yes, that way.
So you 5-foot shift back, and you reach up and you hold your own arm. It hurts to touch it, but you know you have to. You can give me a roll. It's your healing hex, so it'll be D8 + 3.
Yes.
So you heal back 10 points, which I believe puts you back to full. And you notice the swelling go down visibly as the teeth marks are almost turned instantly into scars. Another one for the collection. But that is your whole turn. So then we're going to move down to the next in the initiative, which is Snongle.
Little tangent.
You said a nice addition to the collection. I immediately went in General Grievous voice. This will make a fine addition to my collection.
General Kenobi. Hello there.
Yeah. There we go. Tangent done. Take us away.
we got it all out of the way. It's all good. Okay, so you guys, it's your turn, Snongle.
Alright. So this is.
Hurt them. Save
I
us.
sure
Save
will
us.
try. I'm small. I don't know how much I can do. I'm gonna get out my pincher.
Okay, you can do that as part of a movement. So,
cool.
as part of that move, you can move. You can pull out the pincher.
Yeah.
So, where do you want to move to?
Forward, I suppose.
So, just up to here to tackle this big boy right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I'll get him.
Okay, so you can give me an attack roll.
Yes, I certainly can.
Snongle's done some. We've done some interesting growth with Snongle since last you saw her. She has a damage bonus and a bigger to hit bonus.
It's true. It's true.
Thank goodness for rogues getting weapon finesse stuff.
I got like a 10, I
Yeah,
think.
when you roll like that, it's not gonna fly. So you sweep at this thing with the gnome pincher, but something like janks up in the actual mechanism, and it lurches in your hand as the claws spring open. You close them again, but you're winding back for another swing. It then goes to Victor.
Victor's gonna take a 5-foot step up. He's gonna give this dog on to the bottom right, the dog on the bottom right. He's gonna give him a couple hits.
Okay, so you 5-foot shift and you jab.
Jab,
Give me a
jab
roll.
with power attack. Bam, bam.
Is it still a brawler's flurry?
Yes.
Okay, give me your rolls.
Our boy is flanked too.
Oh.
You are flanking, so make sure to add 2 to each of those.
I can do that. Let's see. One for the power attack.
House look style's active. You're power attacking. I'm doing the math here as well, so you have a +5 for each of your hits, Richard, and then another +2 from the flank. So add 7 to both your dice rolls.
I got a 13 and a 24.
That'll miss. Not actually. Both of them are solid. One of them is a solid hit. The other one is a near glancing blow, but still also a solid hit. You managed to connect with both. Give me a damage roll for each one.
Do you want me to roll them separately?
I mean, if you even want to roll them, because the amount of damage you're about to do is ridiculous.
This is me thinking that they might have DR. I don't know, so I'll just roll them both.
Okay.
16 damage total.
16 damage. So, this one had bit at you, and you're hopping from leg to leg, ready with your stance. You take your 5-foot shift. Your prosthetic arm comes up, but your foot was the first one to connect. You kick the chin from underneath. You hear its teeth clack together with a nasty as its head lurches up, and your fist comes down directly into its forehead, collapsing its skull in on itself. The blood gouts out of its mouth, and the nasty thing collapses to the ground.
Gross.
Richard, I need you to give me a pair of fortitude saves.
Pair of fortitude saves.
Technically only one, actually.
18.
18, you're good. Only reason it's technically only one, because you were using your prosthetic limb for the one attack, which I don't think you can get an allergic reaction from something touching your prosthetic limb. So I think that that's fair to say, don't you?
I would hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
But
take it.
where it went with the foot, you're good. Like, both are fine. It's all good. So, it then goes to the top of the round with Tor. There are 3 of these things. Oh, yeah, and this poor bastard. Oh, wait. This poor bastard. Yeah.
There it is.
Victor here with bonk time, ready to represent.
Tor is going to 5-foot shift to the right, so his back is up against the brush there. So that way,
there is no, like, he is looking around, and one thing that he was definitely taught was to make sure that if you are in a 1v2 situation, they cannot flank you.
Okay.
So if he can do the 5-foot shift to the right,
it's a little bit rough because this area here is partially covered with other terrain.
Then he won't do that. What he will do is he will attack the dog on the the rightmost dog.
So
he'll slap.
Right? Okay.
So slap you. 17 to hit.
17 is a solid hit. Give me a roll for damage.
Are they chaotic?
They are not, surprisingly. You will not be benefiting from your Actinic Strike.
Sad. 9 points of damage.
9 points, it won't even matter. You bring the chain down, and you literally see it lash itself, almost of its own will, around the thing's neck, and then as you yank on it, the head comes free. This chain is dope.
He turns to Snongle, smiling. He's like, I have never felt so happy in my life.
It then goes to their turn. Victor and Tor, I need your armor classes, please.
20.
16.
So, 1, you're hit, Tor. Victor, you're not. So, Tor, you're going to be taking... total of 4 points of damage, and I need a fortitude save, please.
4 points? Cool.
4 points. And the fortitude save.
Let's see. Fortitude. 15.
15. You're good. Nothing to worry about. So,
cool.
It then goes to next to the initiative with Astrid. Astrid, your arm's feeling better. Ow.
Also, I forgot to add the vigor, so it's technically at 10 points of damage.
Well, it's technically expended, Brevin, and didn't matter
dead.
because you killed it anyways.
Yeah. I know, but I just want to keep on top of that so I actually remember in the future.
And as you guys are fighting, you can still hear the screaming coming up from the wall. You can see the dogs look a little bit uneasy as this thing screams, but it sounds like, to them, they don't know what's down there. You guys are very much aware of what the hell that is. So, you guys, it comes to Astrid's turn. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna reach out my hand and hit Victor with the ward hex.
Victor, you are warded.
Ooh, that's +1 to AC.
I believe so.
It's +2 deflection to AC now, and 2 resistance bonus on saving throws.
You did hit level 3, didn't you? Excellent.
I sure did.
That's a 22 AC on our boy.
Yo, get me in there.
Honestly, who needs armor when you have an Astrid?
You don't.
So, Victor, you feel as the energy envelops you, that familiar aurora, as the ice cold embraces you. You can feel it wrap around, and you can see the aurora meet itself in the middle, as if cloaking you in protection. You feel stronger, you feel more capable of taking these things on. It then goes to Snongle's turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna move forward and try again.
Now,
You got this, Snongle. Tor believes it.
Now, do you want to wait here and see if you can pull off a flank with somebody, or do you want to try and get through here using acrobatics? Because setting up the flank, you have major DPS now.
Yeah, let's do flank.
Okay, so to get through this square, I need you to give me an acrobatics roll, please.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let me do this here, and then I can do math. Hold on. 22.
22 is more than enough. Snoggle basically does, although her hands might have been pruned earlier and there's still blood all over her thumb, she basically handsprings up and over the dogs. The pincher in the other hand, she lands on the ground, turning around to wail on the one. Honestly, it's your choice. You want to help Victor or Tor?
Oh god. Tor's my buddy today. I'll help him out.
Okay, you land with the pincher. Give me a roll. It's going to be an attack roll. Don't forget the +2 from flanking.
Yes. the other die that it says on here that I can read. That's 4, right?
It's the D20.
Oh, just kidding. I can read better than that.
Yeah, you're rolling an attack, dude.
I'm sorry. It's
That's
long
okay.
day.
That's okay.
Plus, what is it?
You have a +6 normally. It's a +8 with the flank. So
Oh, snap. Okay, well, that's a lot then.
that's a dirty boy if ever I've seen one.
That's a dirty 20.
A 20 dirty. That is a successful hit as well. So you can roll damage. Don't forget to add sneak attack.
That's what I do. Okay, then I do this, and then I do that, and then I don't
The
do
D4.
great.
But then also roll 2d6.
Oh, that's right. Okay. This is new.
Oh my God, Rose!
No! What's your bonus to damage?
Lord. Let me see. Damage is the, is that plus... Sorry, now everything's dying on me. That's the +6, right, or no?
It's the +3.
It's the +3? Okay,
Yeah.
+3.
So your total damage is 6. That is the lowest you could have possibly gotten, Rose. Hell's bells. That is... so...
That's how it is.
So the impressive handspring is about where you spent all the energy in this action. So you get up, you plant, you jump up. Because the canopy allows for it, you're able to basically get up and over the dogs. You land down, and instead of actually wailing on the dog where you actually wanted to in its knee, you smash it across the ass. You hit it with the fucking pincher. The thing staggers a little bit, and it looks back at you like, what the hell? It then goes to Victor's turn.
Take that, ugly!
You just like pretty much sack the puppy. Bam!
Guy like this comes up, smacks you on your ass. What do you do? Okay, it goes to Victor's turn.
Oh boy, alright. I'm just gonna give him a Brawler's Flurry with power attack. I'm not
Okay.
gonna, like 5 step or anything.
I mean, you could technically kill both of them if you 5-foot step.
Like to the right? Like, can I separate my attacks with a Brawler's Flurry?
Absolutely you can. They're 2 separate attacks.
Damn, alright. So I'll 5-foot step down to the right.
Okay.
I won't get my flanking bonus now, but
You won't, but...
I'll give each a pop. I'm not gonna
Okay.
power attack this one.
Okay, so you're not power attacking. You're trying to go for technique over damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll roll them separately. First for the one on the top.
Okay.
7 plus 13. 13 to hit. First one.
That will hit.
It will hit. Wow. And then for the next one. If the
That's
7
higher.
hit, that one's probably gonna hit.
Absolutely. Both are solid hits, Richard. You can give me a roll for damage on each one.
Alright, let's see. I got Outslug style going. I don't have
do.
power attack, but 6 plus 5. The one on the top is 7 damage.
7.
7 on the one on the top, and on the right, 9 damage.
Okay. So as you're moving past during your 5-foot step, you make your shift and you get the one across the face with your, it wouldn't be your prosthetic, so I will need a fortitude save. I'm gonna need one from each actually. So you slug it across the face and it looks like it does a lot of damage. It spits teeth, but you're not sure how many it might have swallowed. You hit it really hard. You got some blood on your hand and it feels like it hurt. It feels like it's burning. You come over and your foot gets pumped directly into the other one's head, taking it to the ground, killing it. What's the fortitude total, Victor?
The first one is 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. The first one is it's a fortitude save, right?
That's correct.
And I'm getting a +2 bonus from Astrid.
You absolutely are.
Good. Trying to remember. First one's 21, and the second one is a 12.
That's just what you needed. You're good.
Oh boy.
Oh, thank you.
Shift in. You can feel it starting to sizzle on the back of your knuckle bandages. And you shake your hand off, take the bandages off, and throw them to the ground. You'll bare knuckle it from here. It goes to the top of the round. I'm gonna roll initiative for some peeps. So first one, this it's not goblin dogs, but yeah. And the second one. Okay, so this one can just go, and this one is at that. Okay. So this guy, gotta find his statistic block, please.
Gotta find his statistic block.
Yeah. He's
Are both puppies dead now?
This one is still alive.
Okay.
He tagged it, but the other one, he wouldn't have killed it if Snongle hadn't have already hit it.
Yeah, teamwork! We got it.
That one is ridiculous, and his is hilariously low. So,
I need the medicine.
it goes to the top of the round with Tor for the nat 20.
Cool. I'll 5-foot step towards the dog.
Shift up. And what do you want to do?
Well, I want to smack it.
Give it a
I want
bonk.
to smack it with a chain, buddy. 15?
That
Yes,
will hit.
15 hit. Eating the dice. Let's see. That plus 8 points of damage.
8 points. You bring the chain up, and you lash one of its two front legs together and yank. The thing's body, its torso, twists, and you hear a snap audibly. Everyone around it has a stomach lurch, because ew, that was fucking gross, as the thing falls into two pieces. Not into two pieces, but into a crumpled heap, as Tor rips the chain away from it, leaving blood all over the place. It's at
Tor
that
has
point.
another +2 morale bonus now.
Yeah, you do.
Also, Tor once again turns to Snongle, smiling, and just says, "I've never felt so happy. Thank you."
It's at that point, you're saying that, and Snongle, what is your flat-footed armor class?
Ah, fuck. Hold on.
Actually,
it's,
Snongle, you can give me a perception roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's nice. Okay, let me.
It's a big puppy.
It's a sweet little puppy. Let's see. That's a 23.
23?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're definitely flat-footed. This thing has snuck up on you as it comes up. What is your flat-footed armor class?
Nuts. All right. Flat-footed armor. That's a 14.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Out of nowhere, this black panther, this massive cougar comes up out of the brush and latches into your shoulder.
That doesn't look like an older woman.
Shut up, Brevin.
For damn cha.
Shut up, Brevin. Okay. Snongle, you're going to be taking 9 points of damage, and I need your CMD.
Alright, I have to write down 9 points of damage real quick. The CMD is 14.
Oh no.
14? Okay.
Yeah.
This thing comes up out of nowhere, Tor, and you're looking at Snongle, and she says, "I've never been so happy in my life." And out of nowhere, this cougar comes up, picks her up, and throws her on the ground in a visceral spray of blood. So Snongle, you are prone.
Oh man. Alright. Okay.
Snuggle. Tor is staring at the creature and is just, "You don't touch them."
Okay. It'll then go to... Who's next in the initiative? So that was that. It'll then go to the goblin dogs who have been hella removed. So next in the initiative is Astrid.
Okay.
Jessie?
Yeah.
It's raining. Heads up, I might disconnect because it's raining super hard out, so my Wi-Fi might drop.
Okay,
Just
so
as a heads up.
if Tor suddenly vanishes, we know that when Brevin comes back, he'll be dead as hell. So he'll be fine.
No, I'll just try and join on my phone through data. It'll just be someone else has to roll for me.
That's fair. Okay. So it goes to Astrid. What do you want to do? You saw that. This thing came out of nowhere and basically yeeted Snongle on the ground with a massive set of fangs.
Yikes. Did Tor got damaged in the last fight with the dogs?
He looks a-okay. He is bleeding a little bit, but he looks pretty good.
It's good.
For the time being. Snongle, on the other hand, holy crap.
Goodbye, world.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm just going to move behind Tor and Victor.
So you move up behind them.
Talk with you again.
Yeah. Set up for the ready in case anyone needs heals.
Okay, so you hold a standard action. If anybody gets hurt, you'll be able to heal them. So, that is a held action. It goes then to Snongle. You're on the ground. Ow.
Yeah. Is it on me?
So yeah, the thing has literally like it's over top of you basically, and
Sexy.
it's
All right.
yeah.
How about
This thing's horrifying.
I have 2 options. I figure, right? Well,
Yep.
I guess I have 3. There's a big disadvantage to trying to fight while prone. Yeah.
There is, yes.
How big is it? How big is the disadvantage?
You'll take I believe a -4 on your attack roll. Let's double check that.
Okay.
Exactly. So what we need.
It's time for the Fiend and Foil beatboxing band! Yeah!
Time
No.
to duel.
It's time to drop some fucking player characters is what it's time for. Oh, there are so many. Oh, here we are. Stand
Are you
up.
about to send my ass to the Shadow Realm?
I might. So. Prone. Yeah, it's a -4 penalty to melee attacks. You can't use ranged weapons aside from a crossbow. You get a +4 against range attacks, but a -4 penalty to armor class against melee.
Alright, here's what I'm thinking. Correct me if I'm stupid, because it might. So I'm freaking out. This giant thing is like in my face.
Yep.
I probably cannot reach into my little bag, huh?
You can. What do you want to get?
I still have 2 fireworks.
Now, I do want to ask, are you sure you want to use the fireworks right now?
I wanted to save it into the campaign. I really wanted to fuck up some big boys with it, but the way I sees it, this fucking thing is on me. Well, I don't know. How much?
Because it is absolutely, if you try and pull a firework out right now, it's going to get the attack of opportunity. Like, 100%.
No.
It can, like, the noise would also could mess. Like, are we close to Thistletop? Like the fortress? Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Alright,
So
how about this? How about I cry and I try to hit it with my pincher in my... Is that still in my hand?
It is still in your hand. You haven't been disarmed or anything like that. You're still good.
I have no choice. I'm just gonna thwack it.
Give it a thwack.
I'm gonna give it a thwack.
Go for the eyeball!
Well, that's not ideal, I don't think. Is it a +6?
Well, after the penalty is a minus... you have a 4 on the dice with the penalty from being prone.
Oh, yeah. So I'm fucked. Goodbye, everybody.
So Snongle lashes out at the thing. You do still have a move action if you want to hold that to stand up. If it uses an attack of opportunity or anything like that, you will be able to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to.
Next in the initiative, it goes to Victor.
Okay. I'm thinking here. Let's see.
From a GM perspective, so you can get a better idea of what you want to do here. The corner between Snongle and the cougar will act as soft cover, but you will still be able to attack through it.
If Snongle allows it, I can just sort of stand over her, but I can't 5-foot step into her because that counts as difficult terrain.
Go for it.
So, all right, I'm gonna step over Snongle and just try and beat this thing off her.
I mean, That's not the phrasing I would have gone for.
Phrasing, please. Phrasing.
So,
Phrasing,
Snongle,
please.
You're swinging with all your heart with your pincher, and Victor stands over you. You get a very interesting shot of his butt.
Oh no!
And he brings his hands up. So, Richard, you can make your attack roll now on this horrifying creature.
All right, I'm gonna try just a normal attack. I am going to power attack that though.
Give her.
So 7. Dice roller.
Oh god.
Oh, I only got an 11 to hit.
11 will miss horribly. The thing leaps back, growls at you.
Oh no.
You can hear the rumble in its chest through the floor. This thing is a big cat. Like, it's the size of a person, dude. Like, it's a big-ass cat. It'll then go to... So that was your turn, Richard. It leaps back a little bit and gets wary, and it lets out a growl. It then goes to... No.
Yikes. Yeet me, brother.
Toss me. Keep scrolling.
Oh, he's getting something else.
I certainly am.
Oh no! Oh no! No! Thank you. I'm sorry.
No!
Feeling
Okay.
I had.
That's good line of sight. A nasty-looking goblin will come out. Its teeth grinning. It's wearing a musty-looking coat. Dark, beady red eyes just staring at you. Good, tangled tooth. Good. Eat them all.
Stop it.
This ugly bitch.
Okay. So. Now then. You guys, he is going to cast a spell.
It's the tour that smiles back. Psychopath.
So, he raises his hands and says a prayer in a strange language that, unless some of you speak Goblin, in which case he's effectively praying to the sky, to the sky and the ground, and to the Dark Mother to give him strength. If any of you speak Goblin, I don't think you do. But if you don't, it's just random syllables that are being screamed to the heavens, and suddenly the ground underneath all of you becomes a massive tangle of vines. Everything from here, where Victor and Snongle are laying in front of this panther that you now know is Tangletooth, here down to the briars and blocking off your escape here is basically a 40-foot block of just tangles and vines that have sprouted up and attempt to lash your guys' feet in place. Everyone needs to give me a reflex save. Snongle, because you're prone, you're going to automatically fail this.
Love that.
I'm not making it.
Okay. You're entangled.
Is that a D20?
It will be a D20.
Plus 2, 18.
18. Victor, you're going to hate this fight.
I also got an 18, by the way.
Yeah, you did. No, but there's reasons why you're going to hate this fight. Because this entire area just became difficult terrain.
Did it? Oh no, I can't fight myself.
You're not going to be able to use Outslug style for this one, Chief. Okay, so I need totals from everybody. So we're going to start with DT Astrid.
18.
How much? Sorry?
18.
18? You're good. Next is going to be Snongle.
Oh, I thought I failed automatically.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you do fail automatically because you're prone. Thank you. It then goes to next down, Tor.
4.
Oh, you're entangled for sure. And Victor.
Yeah.
18.
You're not entangled. So, those of you who are entangled, on your turn, you'll be able to break free as a move action. You can either choose Strength or Escape Artist.
Oh, I know what I'm picking.
You don't say. Then, because these plants are covered in thorns, Snongle, you're going to take 1 point of damage. Tor, you're also going to take a point of damage, which is kind of pretty rad because this is what you want. It's digging into your feet. Oh man, that feels so good. So, it then goes to, so we got an initiative here. So we have T, and then we have A, S, T, V. So, he got that, he got that. Astrid has a 16 on initiative, Snongle has a 14, Tor's was a 20 with a star, and Victor got a 13. Cool, so it would be... A, S, V, and G. Cool. So, that was his turn. It then goes to the top of the round. Tor, you're entangled. You can choose to strength or escape artist as a move action to escape it.
It's a difficult choice. Strength.
Strength? Give me a roll.
No, I don't get out.
Take 2 points of damage as you dig your hands into the vines to attempt to break them from your feet, but Zongathon is with you and you grab tightly onto the vines. You can feel the blood start to seep through your fingers. It hurts, but God, does it hurt so good.
Stop.
So,
okay.
Victor, what is your armor class?
22.
Oh, actually, Vic, so Tor, you failed the roll there. That was your move action. You still have a standard. I lied. Sorry.
I look at the guy in the back, and I smile at him, and I wave, like the other hand's holding the chain, and I wave at him, but I then bring my hands out, and I'm going to cast Barb Chains.
Yeah, you are. Okay, Barb Chains. For the people at home, Barb Chains is a cleric spell, I believe. But you don't really see them super often because they're usually pretty sinister. So, summoning a chain from another realm, something matching almost identical to the chain that you're now wielding, Tor, bursts out of the ground with nothing but bright red energy. It's crimson. He's going to attempt to make a saving throw against this, but I think first you need to make an attack roll with it.
So, I need... Chain uses my base attack bonus plus my key spellcasting ability score modifier.
That's wisdom.
Cool, so I have a plus... Where's my base attack? Plus 5. 14 to hit.
14? Let's see if this guy is able to deal with a 14.
And...
Okay. How many chains are you casting, Brevin? Because it's a single chain, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you manage to miss with the attack. The chain comes leaping out of the ground, and he takes a step back, as if frightened. But as he moves back, the chain whizzes just past his head.
I have a plus 2 to this because of my morale bonus.
I'll be honest with you, Brevin, it's not going to change it. So Barb Chain is spent.
16 doesn't hit.
It doesn't.
That's terrible.
It's pretty terrible. It'll go to the next in the initiative with Tangletooth. Victor, armor class.
22.
22. Let me just double check here. Okay. Misses you with the bite. But it's doing a full round attack on you, so he's gonna try and claw you both. So, first one for Victor will be another miss, and Snongle.
Oh no!
Am I telling you my armor class?
I need to know what your armor class is, and then there's the -4 for being prone.
It's 7. Oh, -4?
Yeah.
Isn't this regular armor class?
It'll be regular armor class, but -4.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay, so that confirms the critical.
Oh no.
Snongle's
dead.
hurting. You're not dead. Easy. So Snongle, you're gonna be taking. Wow. It honestly, there's the karma coming back for it. So that's going to be. That's going to be 8 points of damage on a critical hit. But it did exactly what you did to that stupid goblin dog. It's almost like its claws weren't fully extended, and you only got that part as part of the rake as it comes and slashes at you. Victor, you managed to fend it off with your metal arm. You're not really super concerned about it. You're trying to bounce, but the thorns on your feet make it really difficult. You're trying to keep your footing, but man, is that smart.
Oh no, Snongle.
Okay.
You know, she had a good run.
What are your hit points at now, Rose?
3.
Hell's bells. Okay.
I'm hanging on by a thread out here.
So Astrid, it's your turn.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna obviously heal up my girl.
So you make a move, because you can't 5-foot shift here. And you can definitely reach Snongle to touch her. Actually, there's something cool that you could do. If you don't want to move, you can just kind of send Nox to go do it.
Good point.
Nox can deliver touch spells through you.
True.
Yeah, he can.
So,
He's gonna do that, Dan.
so Nox leaps off your shoulder, out of your bag, and lands over here, right next to Snongle. He doesn't have to like shift or anything like that, but he reaches out and using his little chitters and other things, and reaches out and touches Snongle. What spell did you want to do? Was it the healing hex or anything else?
Shoot, I have to look back and see what spells I had ready. Because that was at the beginning of last session. Okay, no healing. Okay, I'm gonna use my heal hex then.
Okay, so the healing hex, roll the d8, add 3.
9.
9 points of healing, Snongle.
I love you. You're the best.
So, that was Astrid's. 9! That was her whole last turn. So, it goes then to your turn, Snongle.
I'm not gonna waste it. I'm not gonna waste it, Astrid. Fucking queen. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hit it, and I'm gonna hit it. So I'll do a roll.
Give me a roll.
Yes. Sorry, I was also looking at. Oh shit. And then it's my +6, but -4 of that. So
Okay,
just a +2
Rose,
then? Does that not work?
Here's the deal, Rose.
Yeah.
You felt the sting. You felt it
Oh,
hurt, and it sucked. You can give me another roll, as Callistria grants you a slightly higher chance to crit. Roll to confirm. What's your total?
Math. 13.
13. It's not quite good enough to critical, but you're hitting super solid.
Yes.
I gotta give you guys a chance, right?
Thank you.
So you can roll for your damage. Unfortunately, you're not gonna get sneak attack in it.
That's okay. You know, you win some, you
lose some.
You lose a lot. It's okay. It's a D4. Okay. Is it D4 plus T6? Sorry, I can't.
It'll be so you're only gonna be rolling a D4 and then adding
Just-
in the plus 3. Yes.
All right. Okay. So
6 points.
Nice.
heck yeah! Woo!
Heck to the yaw, brother.
Your gnome pincher makes purchase as it belts into the thing's face. Victor, and then the goblin will get one last turn, and we're gonna call it. People are starting to have to leave because we are all tired people who have day jobs as well. So Astrid, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about that. Snongle as well, if because you guys have places to go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a school life and obligations to also do in my life.
But yeah, make sure that you guys just say goodbye and then head on off.
Yeah, for sure. See you guys. I'm Jessie. Thanks for coming to the stream. And Astrid, we'll see you next Monday.
Woo, Astrid! Hi, yeah, I'm Rose. Thanks for coming. Have a good one.
Later, my dudes.
See ya. Bye.
Fuck it, stick it.
So I just gotta make sure I don't kill Rose's character while she's gone. So.
And then there were the boys.
And then it was the boys.
So we're finishing this up, but you're playing their characters?
No, we're finishing this round of initiative.
Yeah.
And then
finishing this round of initiative, and then
we'll pick it up next week.
20 minutes. We're roughly 20 minutes over.
Yeah. Like I was planning to end it when I noticed the time. So the next person in initiative is Victor, I believe. No, it is Victor.
Punch!
Here.
Snongle wails on the thing, and you're good to go.
Punch!
No, actually, I was gonna plan because I found out that Snongle can't actually get up while I'm standing over top of her.
Well, she's entangled. She is entangled at the moment, so she's good. We're good.
Pretty true.
We're all good.
All right.
How are you?
Oh, fantastic. I also want to get out of the thorns, too, honestly, so I start 5-foot stepping.
Yeah, the only way to do that is to get past this panther.
Yeah, which we
need to kill it first.
doing because I currently have an AC of 21, so.
21?
Yeah, so I'm debating that.
I thought it was 22. Because it hasn't hit you yet.
It is when I have Outslug style on.
Because he can't 5-foot shift.
Oh,
he
yeah.
can't use Outslug style.
I can't 5-foot shit now, so.
I thought you just had 20 naturally.
It's
no.
19 naturally? You're a degenerate, Richard.
It's 19 naturally now with the ring on. So I think what I'm gonna do with an AC of 21 right now is I'm gonna try to move through him and like out of the vines and onto the other side.
Okay. So you can give me an acrobatics roll.
Oh, I'm just gonna straight up take my AC because I think my AC will do better than the acrobatics check will. Because acrobatics is like how is it?
So with this, to move through an enemy square. So you need to make one in order to get past them. So to move through their space, it's 5 plus their combat maneuver defense. You actually have to make an acrobatics check to get through him. You're not avoiding an attack of opportunity, you're actually getting over to the other side.
Oh, let's do it then. I get a +5 to acrobatics, so.
Okay,
let's see it. Big rolls.
Acrobatics!
Big bucks, no whammies. Big bucks, no whammies!
That's 25.
25? It's enough. Victor, Snongle wails out, and you basically use that opportunity to basically dive up and over this cougar. You land on this side. That's part of your move. So that is your move action entirely. You're on this side now. You're technically also flanking with Snongle.
Only when she gets up, though, right?
No, because she's still technically threatening the square.
Yeah.
she just hit him last turn, so if she can do that, you're still threatening for flanking.
Acrobatics over, and I'm gonna give him a big old punch.
Okay, give me a roll.
Punch!
Big old punch. With
Power.
power attack.
Punch! Oh,
Gotcha,
no.
you fly bastard.
Been dealing with too many fruit flies today.
All the time. It's the worst. Worst season. What's your total, Richard?
That's a 23 to hit.
23 will hit. Roll damage. And you were power attacking, so give her.
I was power attacking. I just don't have Outslug style, so I need to remember that's D6 plus 4, 5, 6. D6 plus 6. Boom. That's 7 damage.
7 points? It's still something.
That is still something.
As you come up, the thing looks up as you leap over it. It takes the hit in the face from Snongle's pincher, and you smash the thing in the back with your prosthetic limb. You can hear a crunch, and the thing lets out a yowl of pain. Do I have a sound effect for that? There it goes. Sure. So you manage to smash into this thing. It's taken some serious damage. This thing looks pretty well wounded. It'll then go to this guy's turn. Richard, he's going to 5-foot shift back.
Wait a second. Step up.
And Victor steps up. As you do
Victor,
that,
he's the 5-foot shift. He's like, ah, yes, a man of class.
Yes, thank you for my AC back.
Of course. He's going to attempt a concentration check.
Oh, that step up feat.
You're going to get scary, dude. It's going to be ridiculous. Okay, Richard, you're going to get an attack of opportunity against him.
Big mistake. Let's see. I forget. For attacks of opportunity, can I apply all feats that I want to?
The only thing that you can't do is make a full attack action. It has to be a single attack.
So no flurry, basically, but I can still give him a good.
Like you can't vital strike for a. I don't think you can vital strike for it because it has to be like a full attack. But this way, you can definitely get a solid hit off for sure. So you can power attack with it.
Though.
Yeah,
I can power attack. So I'm gonna try to power attack this guy. So I've got Outslug style going now. I also got power attack.
Yeah,
so that's a total of +7 instead.
Bonk him! Oh boy!
Dude, that's 23 to hit.
That is a solid hit. Roll damage.
Ooh boy, he's gonna get bonked hard. He's gonna 5, 6, 7, d6 +7. Oh, it's max damage.
Oh boy!
That's 13 damage in total, Luke.
Okay. You can see him starting to make symbols with his hands, and it's like he's about to open his mouth to say something to cast a spell. You come up, you punch him square on the nose. A gout of blood comes out of it, almost a little bit coming out of his mouth as well. You basically punched him square in the entirety of his face, and there's now a small indent where his upper lip was. He's still standing, and he starts spitting blood everywhere. You've thoroughly foiled his attempt to cast his spell.
Good. Get fucked, Bravo nerd.
That is where we're going to leave it for this week, guys.
Join us next week as we get to kill or die.
I hate to do it halfway through a fight, but there's just not, like, it's too late. We've run too far past. We're half an hour over, so I hope you guys enjoyed the extra little bit of a show, and we'll definitely see you next week. I've been Luke Notman.
I've been Brevin.
I'm Richard, and I've been Victor.
And you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay kind to each other.
Take care, bye!